Okay, when last we left the Intrepid party, we were doing a dumb quest that took over an hour to do off camera. Negatives have been given. Moving on. It's not a joke, by the way. No, Mario's Missing is an actual game. Sadly but surely. So hey, we're in Bastok. Woo! We made it! Isn't it great that we have access to these 3 cities? What I love best about this, and I jotted this down in my notes, there's no avoiding any of the problems here, right? Like, there's absolutely no avoiding any of these issues. You have to go to Sandoria for the main story quest. You have to. There's no choice. And you're likely to go to Juno because there's several quests that go up there. But whether or not you go to Windhurst or Bastok is kind of on you, independent of the game. If you happen to pick one of those city-states to do, then you will obviously be there, but that's it. Which means you're pretty much guaranteed to have to do at least one extremely long, irritating walk as a result of this quest. And because you're going to get one of the other ones, or have to do both, you are also guaranteed to have to do both extremely long, irritating walks. There is no escape. H6. H6. Possibly Von Falkerson. All of that was my own footage, though. From my SNES. So, those are SNES games. I don't know what you want from me. I didn't have a Genesis. So I'm looking for someone named Radford. I'm looking for someone named Game Geek. Radford. Game? There he is. Jesus Christ. There, he's right in front of me. He's literally right in front of me. What's funny is I was playing this legit out of just in Sandoria. You know why? Because I was already there. Like, that would have been the logic. My dear Count Boral, it's good to see you again. We received word you'd be coming. Good to see you also, Radford. My apologies for the late notice. And pray excuse my brashness, but time is of the essence. How soon may we present ourselves to His Excellency? Word of your arrival has already reached the President's ears. This way, please. Pokemon to you too. Hi, Darkrai. Welcome to our fair republic.
Catch you something, I gotta go.
It is my understanding that a matter of grave importance.
Your brother-in-law's dropping the youngest off at her thingy, the Jiggerbobber. I'm going to therapy. You're here with the middle child. Catch a Pokemon.
There's a weather warning.
I don't care, you're inside.
Well, I hope you don't mind my Legati taking part.
Okay.
Kinnick Scout says, hi, Zan!
Attack!
Wait, no, not with the water. Not with the water!
Attack!
Ah!
Attack!
Okay, I almost got that one. I got a hand on it. Oh my gosh. Hi, Evo.
Attack!
Ah! I got one! Evidence! Oh no! No! No, 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 no! Not at all, Your Excellency. Now, if you'll allow me to explain the incidents which have led to this sudden visit. Explain. Whoop! And a sub! Thank you, King Venomui. Always appreciate you. Give me 1 second. Jot that sucker down. 4. Fortune's Weave. Iron Engage. And Cyberpunk. You got it. Juno is to surrender, that the very architect of the Alliance could have such a drastic change of heart. It's inconceivable. On delivering the news to King Destin, Sir Magmalata appended that the three nations should make ready for unconditional surrender. Again, why is that even on the table? Like, okay. We know that the Shadow Lord wants to kill them all. Do the Beastmen, like, have the Beastmen given any demands? Like, do they have any, in-universe, do they have any idea what the Beastmen actually want? Because unconditional surrender is, like, bad. You may not know this, but unconditional surrender means exactly that. It means you don't get to set any terms. It means you have no protections. It means you be screwed, yo. They could wander through the city and everyone would have to stand there and just let them kill them if they wanted to. See, that's the thing, though. Like, if they want territory, do they think they're going to keep the cities? Even ignoring the fact that most of these cities probably could not exist without the surrounding territories. So, like, where are they going to flee to? I'm sorry. Unconditional surrender isn't an option. Yeah, there are circumstances in which unconditional surrender is an option. It's true. When you have been absolutely thoroughly smashed, this is true. It is a strategy to throw yourself at the enemy's mercy. By unconditionally surrendering, yeah, obviously it's something you don't want to generally, but you do retain the option of being like, okay, look, maybe by not pissing them off more as they're conquering us, we'll be given an option to survive. Yeah, exactly. It's a hope for mercy. That's exactly right. Most nations in real life, when they were offered unconditional surrender, don't take it. Japan, World War II, is actually a good example of this. They were offered, unconditional surrender. Japan said no. Things got worse. They were offered it again. Japan was like, maybe, and then they were told no. And it's actually this fascinating story if you ever want to study the history of it, but it took a while for Japan to accept unconditional surrender as the option. Now, yeah, there's little civil war there. There was an attempt at a coup. There was an attempt to overthrow the emperor for the sake of the emperor. Don't. It is a fascinating piece of history. It really is. Yeah, there was... Yeah, Nagmalata is an evil jackass who is actively trying to get all these people killed. And, by the way, so is Kamlahat, or whatever his stupid name is. So, don't forget, this is also his idea. Or at least, excuse me, we are told it's his idea. It might just be Nagmalata. That would be funny, actually. Anyways, the point I'm trying to get across... I would not, under any circumstances, unconditionally surrender to the Beastmen tribe. Literally, it would quite literally be better to either go down fighting or kill yourself than to throw yourself at the mercy of these people. 100%. So, on delivering the news to King Destin, Sir Nagmalata appended that the three nations too should make ready for unconditional surrender. Throwing down our sword is the last thing on the mind of the Sandorians. Yeah, no, that's exactly my point, Mr. Red. At least with another nation, there is a chance of mercy. We've seen what the orcs are like. We've seen what the Yagudo are like. These are not people you negotiate with. Like, okay, to use a remixed situation. Imagine for a moment that the city-states in FF14 were forced to unconditionally surrender. Well, not to Garlemald, because that would be bad. No, to the societies, right? To the various tribal races that exist out there. Imagine they had one sufficient that they were actually able to push them back. That is a much more reliable and potentially beneficial thing to do than to the ones in FF11. Because everything I've seen so far, and I have been paying attention, is that the Beastmen in FF11 are Beastmen. They are monsters. Like, the only exception to that so far has been the, oh god, the kobolds. I can't remember what they're called. The goblins, I think? The diggers. Yeah, the goblins are, like, the big exception. Everyone else is, Gesha was cool, although he's from the east, but, you know. Anyways, so, the Bastokians agree with me. That's good to know. A Genoan surrender would have a calamitous effect on the war and must be avoided no matter the cost. To this end, Sandoria will dispatch a contingent of knights to aid the duchy's defense. And now the kingdom humbly asks our ally Bastok too lends soldiers to this most worthy of causes. What say you all? If we'd like to rush to Juno's aid, to put it bluntly, we haven't the capacity to do so. We've incurred heavy losses over the course of this accursed war. Any further dints to our rank, we have no choice but to consider conscripting civilians. I must concur. In our current state, sending even a small contingent of soldiers would be tantamount to cutting off our own sword arm on the eve of battle. But I mean, that's war for you, to be quite frank. I'm sorry, I'm actually in agreement with Halver. If you don't reinforce Juno, then you lose Juno. You're gonna have to chop that arm off, buddy. Now, I had the same thought, Blade Javal. The thing is, I don't think the Zillart have the ability to think that tactically. No, I'm dead serious. I don't. I don't think they have a sufficient ability to be that realpolitik. But in another setting or another situation, one of the linchpin defending states saying, yeah, we're going to unconditionally surrender, as a ploy to get aid to defend them, at which point they then acquiesce to staying in the war, which they wanted to do all along. I could see that. That's a valid strategy. Going back to FF14 for a second, if Ishgard pulled that, I'd believe it, right? Ishgard's like, we have to surrender to Garlemald. We just can't defend against the Garlean forces. The other three states are, you're kidding! Okay, shoot. And yeah, Vayne, FF12, would absolutely pull a ploy like that. Hey, Orthodoxia, one moment, please. Please, please, please. And I shall jot that down for Stellaris, Vermintide 2, and Red Dead Redemption 1. Much appreciate, much obliged. Thank you. Okay. The 4th Division suffers from a severe shortage of hands. Countless Republican soldiers, good men and women, were felled at the Battle of Grauberg. Grave though the situation may be, we have no soldiers to spare. However, it pains me to say this, Campbell. Given the circumstances, Bastok cannot answer the call. We ask for your understanding. In better times, such a discussion would not have been necessary. Wait, what? Did I miss... What's the however? Ah, I can't expand the window! What did I miss? Ah, this interface. Damn it. I'll look later. Don't let me forget. 4th Division, 7th Cohorts, Prefectus Zezarg, reporting. Zezarg? What's the meaning of this intrusion? Apologies, as head of the 4th Division, it was I who called on the Prefectus. Yes, and my apologies for gate-crashing this little party and eavesdropping and whatnot. Enough beating around the bush. Mr. President, requesting permission to lead the 7th Cohorts in Juno's defense. You needn't worry about manpower. As of late, my units received a generous injection of young blood raring to prove themselves on the battlefield. You're choking, surely. The 7th Colors are more akin to a basket of rotten eggs than a military unit. What can a bunch of untried social misfits hope to achieve? Legatus Burger, if you don't mind sparing a bit of your precious time, it'd be my pleasure to give you an inspection tour of the 7 cohorts. See the lads and lasses with your own eyes, and even you will be compelled to retract your rotten eggs comment. And that comes with the Zazar guarantee. It's quite the mystery, but all who join the 7th cohorts, even the disagreeable types abandoned by society as lost causes, undergo a transformation and are reborn as disciplined soldiers. As an added convenience, it appears a sizable chunk of the Beastman forces camping around Juno is made up of Quadav, our specialty. Unlike us, however, the folks at Juno haven't had much experience of dealing with the turtle men of their thick shells. That's why they've been having it rough all this time. Yeah, I actually recognize the name, Bladeville. Nobody here discounts the Duchy's strategic importance. That much we've established. If she falls to the Beastmen, it is only a matter of time before the three nations follow suit. Yeah, literally, if nothing else, the fact that Juno is over there being another front is a help. You ever play a Final Fantasy game? Or any RPG where you have a party, and there's that one party member who's basically useless, except for the fact that they absorb enemy attacks. And you know, especially if you've done challenge mode stuff or really hard stuff, that's still useful. Having that extra party member who's just there to be another target, to keep the damage off your actually contributing party members, is still useful. Yeah, actually, yeah, Onyx in Pokemon. Stall tactics. Any stall Pokemon in Pokemon. So just keeping Juno there at all is worth it, because it's another front. I beg you reconsider. Rough-mannered as Zazarg is, I can attest to his leadership and prowess in the battlefield. Very well. Prefectus Zazarg, have your unit mobilized. I'll leave the matter in your hands. Thank you, Mr. President, sir. The 7th cohorts will strike out for Juno without delay. I've got good news, Mr. Ed. I gave it 2 negatives. Wait. Sorry. I'm so in the habit of giving this game negatives. I said the wrong word. 2 positives is what I meant to say. Now, Missy, I haven't done anything deserving of such an enthusiastic display of gratitude. There's nothing special about helping friends in need. And nationality sure as hell's got nothing to do with it, am I right? I immediately like this man. Promote this man. Okay, so we've secured Zazarg and his cohort. No, he's in the present, Darkrai. We have, in fact, met him in Treasures of Otragon. Hi, Zar. 2 negatives. So let's see what's going to happen over with Windurst. Oh yeah, speaking of which, Twitch, clip this. I am almost positive we have Type 3 time travel, Trihexia. I'm not sure. I'm not totally certain. But all the signs is Type 3. Type 3 is different timeline. Every instance of time travel creates a different timeline or multiple timelines. Yeah, it's basically the multiverse. In other words, I don't think this is our timeline. I think this is another timeline. There was a hint mentioned earlier by Lilithset, where she mentioned that things are already going different, despite the fact that, for the most part, it's like the same stuff. And that usually means the dominoes are falling in a different order. There's also the fact that there's 9 Cait Siths, which makes me kind of raise an eyebrow, and it makes me think we're actually up to our 9th iteration of whatever's going on right now. Dissidia, we're walking. Canine. It's over there. So if you're wondering what I was just doing, I was actually grabbing and processing the clips from last night. And while I was doing so, I noticed there was this new option where they'll like just say the words I said earlier. And supposedly Twitch will then understand and make a clip for it. I'm sure that's crap, but there's no reason not to at least test the system. Exactly, Triaxia. Point in fact, I doubt anything we're doing here is affecting our timeline. Count Boral, my good sir, it's been a while. Well, indeed, we've been weegerly awaiting your arrival. It's good to see you in such high spirits. Now, as you're no doubt already aware, the purpose of our journey is... The last time we met would have been at the finals of the Three-Nation Conflict Tournament. Ah, the memories do come flooding back. I must say, the crowning moment of the tournament was when, in the dying seconds of the final round, I dropped my Lord cold to the ground with the butt of my club and dashed to victory with Petra in hand. Ah, still fresh in my mind as though it happened yesterday. Those were the days. Pray forgive my cutting short of your delightful reminiscences, but the matter I need to discuss with the Warlock Warlord of the utmost urgency. Oh, yes, right, come with me. Give me a second, I'll show you, Mr. Rim. I think it's like 20-ish items. Yeah, it's pretty simple. Type 1 is all time travel that has happened or will happen has already happened. You cannot change time, put very, very simply. Type 2 is you can change time. Type 3 is you make a new timeline. That's really it. Winterest extends its welcome to our Sandorian allies. Back to the Future is a very strange malleant of Type 2 and Type 3. Again, I recommend watching my video on Back to the Future 2 because I go pretty far in depth into it there. And it was sufficiently complex that I don't remember all of it off the top of my head. Well met, Count Boral. I am Warlock, Warlord, Robel, Akbel. And I'm Lekko. I'm a guy. Oh my god. A guy! A guy! A guy! A guy! Lore Runner. You've been keeping yourself occupied, I see. It would appear that Lore Runner requires no introduction. The hand of fate has obviously led him here. Lore Runner, you were off gallivanting in Sandori all this time, but didn't think to tell me. Humph. What is this urgent matter you wish to discuss? Yes, Marty has Time Traveler's Exemption Clause, which is a fascinating aspect that's a fully fictional concept, obviously, which is basically mandatory for time travel to exist. You kind of can't have time travel without having the Time Traveler's Exemption Clause. For those of you not aware, the Time Traveler's Exemption Clause is actually exactly what it sounds like. The time traveler is immune to the time travel. If they weren't, they couldn't. Like, straight up. There's no making that work. There's no fixing it. So, anyone time traveling is immune to the time travel. That's why Marty goes to the past, changes the past, returns to the present, and is otherwise unaltered. So, he is exempt from the time travel. The regions surrounding Juno have hosted a great many battles against the Beastmen, as well known to us. As a matter of fact, several brigades have been deployed to those conflict-ridden areas at the Duchy's behest. But if Juno's intention is truly to surrender, it would be the best interest of Winters to recall them back to the capital without delay. If I may be permitted to speak, my lord, Sandori is united in the belief that Juno must not fall to the Beastmen. By order of King Destin, preparations are being made as we speak to send a contingent of knights to bolster Juno's defense. That's why we've come, to seek help from the Winderstian allies in the form of reinforcements from the Duchy. Excuse me, for the Duchy. Something is amiss. Extremely amiss. Nagmalada is renowned the two continents over as a shrewd negotiator and brilliant strategist. He isn't the type to be preaching surrender at this premature stage. Which means... well, while we're solely aware the Federation must prioritize its own welfare, Juno's surrender would be an irreversibly disastrous effect on the war. Please, sirs, I beg you, assist us in the defense of Juno. Lekko, what is the current state of our forces? Well, the war warlocks cannot be relieved from their current posts. The Mithra mercenaries, on the other hand, have recently had their numbers replenished, or perhaps... Understood. Winters would not turn a deaf ear to the earnest request from our Sandorian brothers and sisters, nor will we forget the debt we owe the kingdom for coming to our aid at the fort! Is this different because we did the Windurst chain? Because, you know, Sandoria literally did show up and be like, hey, we got your back. Your wish is granted. Juno can count on reinforcements from Windurst. Thank you, Your Excellency. Let us fight side by side for the survival of Juno and the future of all the children of Altona. Oh, hang on. One more cutscene. Then I have to go lay in bed very quickly. A moment. If I may inquire your name once more. Of course, I'm Lilizet, Troop Mayakov's brightest young star. Honored to have made your acquaintance. Lilizet. Beautiful name. Please stop flirting. Lilizet, Lore Runner, I thank you both for your cooperation. With your invaluable assistance, our mission to entreat the aid of the two nations was a success. All that remains now is to relay word to Juno and ensure no acts of folly, such as surrender, take place. I fear this is where we must part. My duties require I be at my king's side. Here, take my letter. Letter? For me? After you've done so, be on standby to receive the knights on their arrival. You got this. Bye. I'll beat you up next time. Bye. Alright, now to go take a nice, relaxing nap. Oh, I'm sure glad my bed is so soft and... Oh, God, it's so lumpy. Why is it so lumpy? Why is it giggling? Why is my bed giggling? How dare you, bed? How dare you? Oh, back to sleep. Wait a minute. Why is my bed tickling me? Why do you tickle me, bed? Yeah. Yeah. What are you? Yeah, I know. Everyone's gone. It's just you and me. You want the phone?
Yes, please.
Okay. Well, good news. I'm freshly charged.
We will make fort.
I'll go make your fort then.
For cup.
Or
Actually,
make your tent then, son. I can do everything. Sheesh. Okay. Let me get you set up with this. Okay. I'm just gonna pull up the Chico one. Chico one. You know how to. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay, so, now we get to go to Champagne, my favorite place to go. Meanwhile, Bladefell's going to a meeting to tell him to use AI. Hey, Bladefell, you should use AI. It'll be worse than what you're using right now in every way. It'll require extra man-hours to make it actually worth a damn. It'll be destroying the world and society as a whole while it's doing it, and it'll cost us more to boot. What's the to lose? Mr. Red refuses my invite. I am sad. Oh well, I always knew Mr. Red was secretly Mr. Elitist. That'd be like Mr. Purple. I know, I'm gonna want the book, aren't I? Why is everything in the past books? You notice that? There's like no crystals in the past. There's like 3 crystals in the past. Like 50 books. Barely exaggerating. So I want to go to Champagne. Surmagoo. I mean, yeah, code-wise, it probably is the fact that this is all just one giant dungeon. Thank God the frickin' Nexus cape actually worked out. Okay. Where am I going? To Juno Gate. Of course it's on the other end. Actually, yeah, Darkrai. It's a pretty apt comparison, too, because navigating the overworld in the past is basically another maze. Because there's blockades and cliffs and little chasms that you cannot traverse that are all in the way. So navigation is, just like in the Oracle games, a hassle. Don't mistake me, connective tissue, which is what an overworld really is, can have gameplay and design to it. I've seen plenty of games do that. The Oracle games aren't that. Excellent. Oh, right, you asked me about inventory. So I have a fire crystal, a judgment key, a high elixir, the arrow 4 spell, a warding round, lynx meat, Miko Meath Kebab, my shield, the glory crown from treasures, the hauberk from treasures, some of my gear, some earrings, rings that I've been swapping in and out, a ruby, some roses, a kindred seal, a testimony, a bunch of bronze pieces and metal pieces, gold pieces, a bottled pixie. What is this, FF1? Punch Bug, Soil Geode, Shadow Geode, Copper Voucher, and PB Good Fate. Yeah, a lot of this stuff has been of the I'm holding on to it because I'm not actually sure what I will need. Did you see the flavor text, Evo? On the bottled pixie it says, "Did you remember to put holes in the lid?" I did. Don't worry. That poor pixie. I would never. No, I did. There's holes. It's okay. The pixie's alive. I swear. What do pixies eat? Air. Seriously? The dog's out? Damn it. Nobody let the dog in this house but me. Anyways, like, I gotta go downstairs. I basically have to cross the entire house to let the dog in. But my window happens to be right above where she will sit and bark if she wants in. So the person who hears her the most is me. I've also just kind of become the person that feeds the cat and the dog. 'Cause nobody else does. That's right in front of me. No, let me in. Ah, dang it. Probably not, Tsar. Never seen such a large beastman force amassed in one place. 3 whole enemies! At a glance, the two sides look to be in a deadlock, but we know better. The beastmen are simply biding their time, awaiting what they think is an inevitable surrender. The Junon forces are clearly in a bad way. Let's hurry and deliver that letter to the Archduke. The Duchy of Juno, ruled by Archduke Evil McEvilface, lies beyond this point. What business have you here under these forbidding circumstances? Probably about 10, Mr. Red. Sir, I come bearing tidings from Sandori on behalf of Count Boral and Sir Ragelis of the Knights of the Ironcrest Hawk. Lilith is my name, and with me is my faithful retainer, Lorerunner. Here's the official letter penned by the Count himself. Our sole endeavor is to ensure that a Genoan surrender does not come to pass. Please, sir, it is imperative we are granted an audience with Sir Nagmalada. Understood. Your concern for the Duchy's welfare is much appreciated. This way, if you will. I'm going to walk up to Camelot and be like, hi, I killed you in the future. What? Twice! What? Awesome. Hi, Zartov. Yeah, be seeing you in about 20 years. Sorry I've kept you waiting. I am Brandolph, captain of the Ducal Guard. Sir Magmalada, I'm afraid, is presently held on official business. It would be my honor to attend you in his stead. Thank you, Captain. As you've no doubt already seen with your own eyes, the destruction that has befallen our once proud nation. I fear the days when Juno could receive honored guests such as yourselves in glory have become a thing of the past. Please rest assured, for we bring good tidings. We present ourselves before you now, having successfully secured a pledge of aid from the 3 nations. Bastok, Windurst, and Sandori alike are making preparations to send reinforcements to Juno as we speak. We beg you relay this message to the Archduke. Juno need no longer surrender. Your dedication to the Alliance is touching, truly, however. The matter is long settled. The Archduke, his mind will not be changed. Juno's fate is sealed. The other nations need not suffer in the wake of its death throes. But why? It would be wise for you to leave now, while you're still able to do so of your own accord. What on Vanadil has gotten into you people? Why are you all so quick to lose hope, so eager to throw down your arms? I just spent an hour running from zone to zone, trying to secure you these stupid things. We wish nothing more than to fight to the last man and to our dying breath. It is both our duty and honor to give one's life to protect our nation and all its citizens. It is the common conviction held sacred by those in the Ducal Guard. Then let us fight together. Bastok, Windurst, Sandoria, Juno, side by side. We have literally got your back. Fighting is not the only way. You have witnessed for yourself how this futile struggle has laid waste to Juno. The misery it has entailed upon soldiers and citizens both. You need to fight with false hope that triumph will one day smile upon us, will gain us naught but more death and devastation. This vicious circle of heartbreak and suffering will spread across the land like a crippling disease, plunging all of Vana'diel into the blackest depths of despair. Even if nations were still to remain in the aftermath, there would be little more than fanciful names given to piles of rubble and ash. Is such a wretched existence worth the sacrifice? Years from now, can we truly say and believe in our hearts we've done right by our children and theirs after them? Sir Nagbalada has enlightened us so. Surrender does not mean defeat. Defeat, nor does it spell the end, for as long as we live, so too shall hope survive. So, this is interesting, given what we started today's stream talking about. We must have patience, for the time will come again when the children of Altana will arise and reclaim what is rightfully ours. Uh-huh. Sir Nagbalada called the Ducal Guard to assembly and has put forth these sentiments, with the Archduke himself in audience. That's how the decision to surrender was made known to us. We, the Ducal Guard, are sworn to protect and serve the Archduke. His fate is our fate. Upholding his decisions our duty. The reinforcements from the nations are on the way this moment. Couldn't you at least put things on hold until they arrive? It's too late. The Archduke's decision is final. Okay, so random thought. Abandon your posts. Right? I mean, your nation is about to stop existing. So, I mean, there's going to be no consequences for doing that. So abandon your posts and come out, ride out with us. And help us fight back against the Beastmen. You know, unofficially. We knew that the Archduke, the Circle of Advisors, and Nagbalada had been deliberating the possibility, but truth be told, that the era of defeat could so swiftly envelop our nation's leaders gave us all pause. Hey, asshole. Guests, have we? Sir Nagbalada, we were under the impression you'd left to deliver news of surrender to the other nations. I beg your pardon, Sir Nagbalada. My lord had overheard the conversation between Captain Brodulf and I. Could surrender not be delayed? The surrender ceremony is about to commence. It will be held deep underground, directly beneath Heaven's Bridge. They summon us to sign the instrument of surrender in what is little more than a hole in the ground. A final act of humiliation to sweeten their moment of triumph, no doubt. Just the petty thing foul pigmen would derive pleasure from. All personnel have been evacuated from the residential area as you commanded. Young lady, it appears your efforts were in vain. But be glad, for you now have the chance to bear witness to a truly historic moment, the death of a nation. Okay. We couldn't stop them. Juno's going to surrender. Lorna, what do we do now? You're kidding, right? We smack Denethor on the face and say, "Prepare for battle!" In our best British voice. Right, it's not over till it's over. What are you doing, baby bear?
Keep going.
Oh, okay. I mean, honestly, yeah, Mr. Red. The Zillard are basically the billionaires of the setting. Even the freaking main villain of Aturgan, who was a noble, who was a vizier, who was effectively in charge of an empire, was still less evil than these goddamn billionaires. My lady. It's a good question. I understand you've suffered much on Juno's behalf and wish to express my regret for the way things turned out. It's too early for apologies. The two of us are going underground to see where the ceremony is held. There's to be something we could do. Let's see. A Patampa defensive wall in Battalia Downs is where you'll find your entrance. Take this key. You'll need it to unlock the hatch. Wink. Thank you. Should you require a replacement, speak with Erwin here. He will provide you with one. Your courage and determination have rekindled the dwindling fire of my spirit. Truth is, we have been grudgingly biting our tongues all this time, suppressing the burning desire to keep on fighting. That Genoan soldiers are mullously stubborn and loath to admit defeat is no lie, it would seem. So make your way underground, so too will we prepare our final stand against the enemy. As for Captain Brandolph, I'm confident it won't take much to just persuade him to see things our way. The continued existence of Juno is at stake. We, the Ducal Guard, humbly beseech you help in our darkest hour. Done! Just as well, keeping up a diplomatic charade was becoming rather tiresome. Sorry. Where are we going? Batilia Downs. It is probably unironically quicker to just hearth. Hang on, let me go back to the present. I love how so many of the walkthrough guidance things, I'm like, here's how you get here. Say, use the Void Watch warp. I still don't even know what the Void Watch is. Like, I know it's a thing. And it gives you warps, and that's it. That's the extent of my knowledge there. Okay, I guess I don't need it. Once again, I need a book. That's right, you've put in the hard time, Mr. Red. Because FF11 is a prison. Batilia Downs. I don't even know. What's a campaign arbiter? Oh, I actually do know what a campaign arbiter is. Whatever. Where are we? Where are we going? J9. That's not terribly far. Nope, that's all in game, Darkrai. Yep, this game is like a real life barnacle. It just slowly seeps away at your soul, dribbling it away bloody piece by bloody piece, and dragging your entire body down with it. And that's FF11 in a nutshell. Can I go around this way? I mean, that's pretty much what it's been for me, push-ups. Although I am getting paid, so that's nice. Appreciate you guys for, you know, paying me. Would that I lived in a world where I didn't need pay. I was actually thinking about that recently. Most people would not keep doing their existing jobs without pay. And thus, I have to admit I am fortunate that I would. There it is. How do I... Ah, I see it. Like, right, you live in Star Trek, so you can kind of just do whatever job you want to, whether it be a hobby or, honestly, just anything you feel like doing. I probably wouldn't stream as much as I do, but that's only because I would want to spend time doing other creative endeavors, too. I got games I want to make, after all. Here we go. Hey, Dakota. Yeah, exactly, Darkrai. Hurry, this way. And I mean, if even a few people played my games and actually liked them, that'd be enough for me, because that's the whole benefit, right? That's the point. I want other people to actually be able to enjoy the stuff I make. What am I going to do? Isn't it obvious? Grace. Vigor. Charm. These are the 3 tenets of the troop. Keep them close to heart, for the curtains are about to rise on Lillicet and Lore Runner's first ever duo performance. Uh-huh. Where is Archduke Camlanot? Why is he come not? These surrounds befit not a man of his exalted stature. I shall partake in their ceremony as the Archduke's representative. And thank you for being part of the show, Takoya. Give me 1 moment. What do we got? Neo. Xenosaga. Probably Mr. Red, yeah. And Max Payne 3. I haven't played past Chapter 1, nor do I plan to until the whole game is out. But Chapter 1 is already worth $24, so... Archduke, no resistance useless. He is stubborn, man. Good soldier, no one fight is over. Your fight now over. You press seal here, then all your Juno belong to us. Really? Okay. Ow. Nice kick? Jesus. No, Zara. And yes, push-ups. Intruder. Again, I feel like FF11 just kind of got the leg up, pun intended, on animation compared to FF14. Meanwhile, we're just like, generic attack. Generic attack. Remember, we're a smuggler, so that makes sense. If you want to live, I strongly suggest you stay put. What happened? How can they hear? Just some vermin common to these parts. Please ignore this little interruption. Who are you calling vermin? Go, get your filthy hands off me. Hey, Reglis. How are things? You know you can swing your sword. You don't have to always throw the damn thing. Well, if it isn't my dear comrade Lore Runner, ever fond of heroic antics, I see, and your feisty little charmer over there, would be my troop's poster girl, and who dares mistreat her answers to me. Lillicet, just because you've been trying to save the world doesn't mean you're excused from lessons. Shoe polishing duty for 1 month. No, anything for that. Please forgive me. Pleased to see you've arrived, Sir Ragelis. How goes the kingdom's preparations for surrender? Well, you know how Sandoria feels on that front. Now, if you don't mind a change of topic, Juno appears to have a monster infestation problem. We took the liberty of ridding the Duchy of some on our way here. Obviously, our infestation problem wasn't sufficiently severe. Who are you really? What are you playing at? Sir Ragelis, your condition. You needn't worry. I'm back to my strapping best thanks to the medicine you brought me. Remember, it just gets rid of the symptoms, not the core cause. Dude's cursed, for God's sakes. You look like tin soldiers and fashion models. But Gwaj Baj, good soldier. Good soldier never underestimate, not opponent. Now we... Eyes is hard. Terribly sorry for the delay. We were waylaid by a persistent band of orcs who just wouldn't take no for an answer. Sorry, excuse for appetizers they were. That's no big deal, because I'm famished enough to skip straight to the main course. You curse. Boss, they sully Gutrender's honor. We tear them to many pieces. And he decides, I'm gonna go ahead and leave now. God, Nagbalotta. Steel yourselves, pigmen, for by the morrow none of you shall breathe Junoan air. Come now, don't be shy. Cesark is gonna personally discipline each and every one of you. Tisk, tisk, such ill manners. You very disappoint, Gwashbaj. Now no more nice gentlemen. Negotiations are over. You are on the way to destruction. I mean, it has to be on purpose at this point. It has to be. So it begins. Oh, goddess's name. Who could be... Who else but the young dancer and her companion? Barnabas, you told him of the hatch and he went so far as to give him the key, didn't you? Not sure I understand, Captain. If I may be so bold, a key gone missing from the vault isn't something you'd overlook, sir. Unless there are other reasons for you not pursuing the matter. What's done is done. I, too, am but a maliciously stubborn soldier of Juno. Unsheath! The bridge to surrender has been raised. Only one path remains. Which is funny, because that's basically the same thing we we're just talking about with Japan. Winter's Cancerian War Warlocks reporting for duty. You like buffs? We got buffs. You have our gratitude. Hear me well, our brothers and sisters in the Alliance fight beside us. Fight well and shame not the proud name of the Ducal Guard. This show appears to have begun in earnest. Time for us to pull up our socks and put this underground side axe to the sword. I'm guessing that's going to be my job. No one set us up the bomb. Lend me your ears. For this battle, we'll engage the enemy in 4 groups. The Hawks and the Troop will form the first. Iron Rams 7 of the cohorts, and Cobras will make the 3. There'll be no fancy maneuvering, no micromanagement. Our objective is simple. Complete and utter annihilation of the enemy. That's just the kind of thing the Cobras specialize in. Less is more, I always say. Lore Runner, your task is to make the rounds of each groups. Yep, I'll kill them all. Let the games begin, I say. My fists are itching like crazy, and there's only one known cure. I mean, if you think about it, push-ups. How much do you know about Japanese work culture? It's so bad people were doing treaties on how awful it is decades before I was born. Okay, let's kill everything. With big magic. I've been thinking about the music in FF11. It's good. but weirdly generic. And I finally put a finger on why. I've been thinking about it since Treasures. It's the sound font. Yeah, the sound font is very bland. It honestly sounds a lot like an early MIDI sound font, or one of the undesigned SNES fonts. You know the one that's just the SNES plays by default. Hi, Random! How's your day going? No, that's exactly, Mr. Ed. Like, something I've heard several times, and I will always disagree with, is that some people will look at a particular game that has kind of generic-y music on the SNES and say, this music's better than, you know, FF6, or Mega Man X1, or Chrono Trigger, or Secret of Mana. And I'm always like, no. I mean, preference is preference, but no. But the thing is, what I've noticed over the years is a lot of people, first of all, like to be contrarian, but second of all, enjoy the songs underneath the font, if that makes sense. And I'll agree that a lot of those songs are actually pretty solid. The problem is the font doesn't do them justice, so you can barely enjoy it. Well, I do hope you had fun, Random, because if you didn't... Probably, Mr. Red, yeah. Over here? Oh, just a bunch of orcs. It also reminds me a bit of several GBA fonts. Yeah, absolutely, Tyr. I've heard several myself. I mean, there's a reason insert song done with Mega Man X1 sound font is such a common remix strategy. Where the hell's the boss? I mean, I will admit I'm a bit of a sucker for good SNES music as well. Every game I just mentioned has an absolutely insanely good soundtrack. Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI, Final Fantasy IV, Mega Man X1, Secret of Mana. I could see that, Darkrai, yeah. I like how the orcs and the guards are just staring at each other. Oh, they've started attacking now. Hang on, there we go. Oh man, Secret of Stars has the best music. You don't even know. Where's the boss? Oh, apparently we need to kill all the waves. Okay, got it. It does have music. Yeah, this is actually a cave instead of a texture, which is nice. Look, there's like sand, water, foliage, rock. It's shocking, really. I didn't know FF11 was capable of having textures. Sorry, I'm being snarky at this point. In my defense, I've been playing FF11 for almost 2 weeks now. You wouldn't know what that does to a man. If you ever want to know my mentality, know that I am making extremely good time. Actually, yeah, to put it. And I still wish I was making better time. I was kind of hoping to be done with Wings with now. In fact, I'm pretty sure I would be done with Wings right now if I hadn't doubled back and finished Vanilla. The Gudo are all apparently south. Speaking of which, if you do want to play ESO, Mr. Ed, let me be very clear. It's not really an MMO. It's an Elder Scrolls game made by someone other than Bethesda. That's my sales pitch right there. If that doesn't sell you, nothing else is going to. I don't want to oversell it. It still has its problems. Axe and I did put the game down with no intent to go back to it after doing the worst vanilla chain. You know, the one I'll be doing, again, on camera. I play a Necro this time. I don't know. I'll think about it. I would actually, if I was to put it into words, I'd say it's a more gamified Elder Scrolls game. More video gamey. And while that does have some weirdness to it, I think it overall improves the experience. If I could explain that a bit, I have no problem with actual role-playing mechanics and structure in an RPG. I don't think Bethesda is capable of doing that properly. So, one of the reasons I like Oblivion so much is because, by accident, it is more video gamey than, say, Skyrim. Or Starfield, or Fallout 4, whatever, right? So, because of that, Oblivion tends to be more enjoyable. But again, it's kind of by accident. We know this because Morrowind is much less video gamey, and honestly kind of suffers for it. Yeah, exactly, Darkrai. And again, I will never give Bethesda credit for that. I have always said, for decades now, that Oblivion was a mistake. A happy mistake, but still a mistake. Are we up to the next thing? Looks like Crossroads of Time might be next. Oh, okay, so yeah, next we're going back to the city-state. Okay. Ain't that the truth, Darkrai? Is it over? Oh, Runner. Are you injured? Did you take wounds? I'm good, thanks, Lilzette. A rather silly question to ask one of my vicious cobras, don't you think? The ones we put down today hardly compare to the fanatical feathered types we deal with back home. I suppose you're right. Oh, hang on. I hear an amazing niece calling my name. Which... I'm going to unmute so you can hear that. So I just asked her, who's the bad guy on the screen? And she immediately pointed to Nagmalata without hesitation. Because he's just so bad guy coded. Just look at him. He's like, "Mwah."
He's also separated from the good guy.
That's true. He is.
And I
Visual
knew
distinction.
and I knew it was the bad guy because
Mhm.
those two are closer to you.
You know what? That's true.
I can see her.
That's true. You are. She is really smart. All right, I'm going to go fling you on the bed now. Mwah. Here. You want a worm? A watermelon? A shark?
Oh, no.
Oh, you want an M&M? Okay. Then. Well, you want to try one of the cherry ones? If I can get it open.
It doesn't want to open today.
There you go.
Got a couple.
That is certainly a definition of the word couple. It's 9. You just got 9.
And
well-
that one's bad.
Well, now you got 8 because that's trash. But
I tried to put that one away, but
it's all good. Yeah. Okay. An award-winning performance by the entire cast. Bravo. My profound apologies for undermining your authority, but seeing how Juno need no longer surrender, I'm inclined to say that things worked out for the better. I trust there's no hard feelings between us. Sir Nagmalata? Stop creeping on the girls. God. Today's events will be of no consequence. The Battle of Juno marks but the beginning. We shall meet again. Yeah, when I kill your ass 20 years from now. Twice. Wait, no. I only killed him once. Never mind. Yeah, speaking of, then Nagmalata shows up. What are you all doing here? I traveled to the other nations only to learn upon arrival that reinforcements already been dispatched to Juno. That such carnage could have transpired here during my brief absence. Huh? Didn't we just... It couldn't be. What of the Beastman force? Oh, they've altered their course and are now heading away from Juno. The Duchy's in your debt. The Archduke will be making the victory declaration shortly. I'll see you all above. Uh-huh. Okay, honestly, that threw me. That's not what I was expecting to have happen there.
are those two the same guy?
No, that's the point. Also, remember to chew with your mouth closed. I know you're still working on it. I'm just reminding you. I mean, honestly, Nagmalata is such a prick. At no point in time did it occur to me that that wasn't him. Our Nagmalata. I'll be damned. This is a ravaged battlefield if ever I've seen one. Beasts are supposed to have altered course, but to where? Captain of the Ducal Guard, Brandolph, at your service. Well met, Captain. I am Regilis de Blibli of the Knights of the Iron Crest Hawk. Ah, and they're all dead again. They just keep brandishing their swords and killing themselves.
What do you mean they're not dead?
They're being strange, that's all. It is to you that Juno owes its survival. Thank you. It isn't much but please accept this flag. You could put it in your house if you didn't already have 4 flags there. Look at that. The Archduke in the flesh. Quite the retreat, I'm told. My friends. You try what? I agree. Maybe when the little one gets home. The littlest one. There was a long and bitter battle. In their masses the enemy came. From the darkness they struck. Wall after wall. Fortification after fortification fell to their ruthless advance. Driven were we to the farthest precipice of oblivion. For a time it seemed that all of Juno would never again see the light of dawn. But their sharpest blades could not cut down our pride, nor could their heaviest boulders crush our courage. Before the impregnable fortress of our resolve, the enemy faltered. They cowered and ran. Etch this moment now deep in your hearts and minds, for victory belongs to us, The children of Altana! Don't you mean the children of Promathia? Yeah, no kidding, Mr. Red. Which, that makes sense. It's Camlanot, right? Triumphed in this wretched state. You gotta be kidding me. Poor choice of words. The Archduke. What is going through that mind of his? He's thinking that he wants to kill all of creation. No, really. That was his goal. Until I killed his ass. Twice. And I actually did kill him twice. I killed him in the afterlife. That's how badly I killed him. Let's see it. It's a little fruit fly. Things have gone as planned. The Beastmen have plotted a new destination, altered their course. To Tevnazia. Ah! Right. Yeah, I did know about that. Does this mean balance restored? Situation normal? But Ocha and Da cannot be helped. The project's successful completion takes precedence over individual survival. Our very lives. The others are sure taking their sweet time. It's getting late. Could something have happened to them? A little trouble befallen? Now, are you suggesting what I'm thinking? A dreaded thought. Huh? No. This won't do. Worrying will get us nowhere. No use. We've much work to do, so let's step on it, people. Chop, chop! If nobody minds, I'll wait here a while longer for the others and wait and see. I'm very thoughtful of you. Most considerate. But how they knew where to find us is a mystery still. And yet, Pyrrhic victories has certainly been a recurring motif. Pyrrhic victories is an interesting way to do storytelling. It's how you make the players still win without the good guys winning, if that makes any sense. That makes number 3. Number 3, you say. Here to remind me how many of them there were in total. No, what I meant to say was, yeah. The others sort of managed to escape. I'm so sorry. And yeah, of course, the dude who has already shapeshifted has the ability to shapeshift. Lorshock. You deemed it unnecessary to share this little fact with me. I'm sorry, please don't get angry. Be silent. You have 2 choices. Accepting the consequences here and now, or reporting your failure directly to Lady Lilith. Which will it be? No, not that. I'm sorry, please forgive me. I'll be good from now on. I swear it'll never happen again. Consider yourself warned. You have to rely on him again to appropriate the information we need. I shall tolerate no further failures. Is that clear? Yes, sir. The situation is grave enough without the blundering on your part. If I may speak freely, sir, they've surely gotten cocky lately just because they wanted Juno. Some cheek they have, considering they don't even know the truth of things. I ran into that odd Paragon when I was seeing to the felines. You know, the ones who bullied my Galagi. The elven and the pointy-haired girl. Girl. Hover. That she's here in this day and age would mean it's a distinct possibility. So there are others besides ourselves? I knew there had to be a reason why things weren't proceeding so smoothly. She'll have to be removed eventually. For as long as she exists, our aspirations shall never be realized. Aw, that's unfortunate for her. For now, however, our priorities are clear. The securement of the matron's person. The elimination of those meddling felines. Time has come. Let's be there to receive her. They love the Organization 13 thing, don't they? I guess here's the Organization 2, but still. Makes no sense, but whatever. We have awaited your arrival, my lady. The others are afield carrying out your bidding. No effort is being spared to ensure the plan comes to fruition. Okay. Well, whatever. On with the Winter's quest chain. Because screw me. Where the hell are we? The middle of nowhere. But I think I might need my hearth soon. Just in case. Yeah, I was just glancing at the next couple of quests, and it's a thing. Blah, 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 blah. Get some pickaxes. Go mine at this particular mine point. That's odd. Where is it? Why is it the south? Whatever. I don't even care. What's funny is I think I actually also have pickaxes. I don't have them on me. I think I finally got rid of them. Yeah, I guess I don't have them on me. Alright, whatever. Did the game... 2 people in the space of about 5 minutes just asked if the game got good yet. I'm sensing a trend. Yo?
FYI, this is smoke from wildfires in Minnesota and central Canada.
Gotcha! That's why it's so orange. Cool. That's great. There is no fastest mount push-ups. There's just mounts. Yeah, Pax was asking me last night about the quality of the game. I shared a theory, which is probably wrong, that the fact that they were simultaneously developing FF14 by about this point in time is kind of why the gameplay has gotten noticeably worse. And I mean that. Like, the zone design, the quest design, the padding, yeah, 1.0, Darkrai, have been noticeably worse. Like, this is vanilla, but worse. So the gameplay negatives have been quietly piling up. But the story is substantially better. So you can tell they left the story team, the art design team, which, you know... Yeah, no, the animation would be the same team, right? The art design team is usually the group that stays with it. That's part of the story axis. It's the same reason WoW has had great visuals, even in the terrible expansions, right? Even Shadowlands looks great because the art design team is the same art design team that had been doing their stuff for years at that point, right? So, it makes sense that the animation is better, the cutscenes are better, and the writing is better. None of those people have been swapped out. I mean, honestly, there's only one zone I kind of disliked the aesthetics of. You know the one. And you know my thoughts on that one chunk of armor, which I wasn't a big fan of. But again, there's no denying, as you just said, that it is anything other than good. Freaking Kurthia. Wings. Windhurst. Do you got what I need? Sorry. Anyways, that is just a theory, but I think that's what's happening here. I think that enough people were pulled off who were not part of the story axis that the people left over just kind of made vanilla but worse. Well, you see, Evo, there was this insane megalomaniacal madman in charge of Square at the time. That is barely an exaggeration. Yuichi Wada was a moron. Now, I don't know if it's because he was an idiot, or because the investors were idiots, or because the board was an idiot. I don't know where the idiocy started. But I'm going to focus my ire on Wada because he was the CEO. His thing, his big shtick was, we need to make Square terrible. And so everything that happened under his reign made Square worse. That is not a joke. One of his mandates, just one of his mandates, which is immediately relevant, was he wanted 3 concurrent MMOs going. And anybody with a functioning brain, even in the mid-aughts, would tell you why that's a terrible idea. Keep in mind, FF11 was a legitimate nest egg. It was a golden goose for Square. And FF11 was quite literally keeping the company afloat because of how much money it was making. So naturally, he wanted to make 2 more MMOs simultaneously. Because he's a freaking idiot! No, Spirits Within is kind of different. Spirits Within... I don't actually see this a lot in fiction. Spirits Within is one person really, really wanted to do something, finally got a chance to do it, had no idea what they're doing, and failed at it miserably. That was Spirits Within is almost universally on Sakaguchi. No offense to the man, but he had been wanting... This is actually true. He'd wanted to make movies for years. And he finally got his shot. And again, had absolutely no idea what he was doing. And the whole project was hilariously over budget because it was massively over ambitious. To the point where they were trying stuff that arguably shouldn't have even been done at the time. And, yeah, then it was Spirits Within. We're wondering when you scampered off to. Did you hear there's a big powwow at Heaven's Tower? The boss told us to make sure you don't forget. You can enjoy Spirits Within all you want to. That's neither here nor there. I'm not here to lay judgment at the film. It is a flat reality that the creation of that film was an unmitigated disaster. And it was a colossal financial loss to the company. Square almost shut down. And in fact, as I have pointed out many times, even though FF11 was keeping Square afloat, they were still hemorrhaging money thanks to the debts they had incurred in the creation of Spirits Within, so much so that they were so far in the red during FF14 that the company almost went bankrupt, something I've reported on before. Now, part of that was Wada's fault, because in addition to, all of the Spirits Within crap, actually, no, it's the reverse of that, Morganite. I'll get to that in a second. That's an misreported fact. But no, in addition to Spirits Within, Wada was like 3 MMOs, and FF14 1.0 was insanely expensive. So, FF14 was leeching all of FF11's money, and then some, on top of the debts they hadn't yet leveraged or concluded. And so, when FF14 was starting to bail, Square was literally in the place where it was going to go bankrupt. They were going to shut down. And that's actually why ARR happened. The thinking at the time was, quite literally, what have we got to lose? Because I've said this before, ARR was unprecedented. It still is unprecedented. Just completely hard rebooting an MMO, changing engines too in the process, was something that was just insane to everyone. But because they had nothing left to lose and they were literally staring at bankruptcy, they were like, fine, whatever, do it. And that's when Yoshi P got involved, and was because he was a really good manager. He was really good at the books, and was like, here, do it. And then ARR happened. I've reported on that before. And then ARR made enough money to finally pull Square out of the red and back into the black. Holy crap. What a weird sequence of events. But real quick, Morganite said, didn't Square merge with NX because of that? So again, no. The Square NX merger was supposed to happen years earlier. The funny thing is, NX looked at Square's books and were like, you guys don't know how to manage your money. And Square was like, no, it's great. We've got this movie coming out. It'll be fine. It'll be great. Then Spirits Within came out. And then NX was like, and took several further steps back away from Square. Like, we don't want to deal with that. We don't want to have to take on the massive debt pile you just incurred. And so Square had to spend several years securing things and trying to sweet talk, for lack of a better word to put it, NX into actually going forward with the merger. It has been argued that the existence of Kingdom Hearts is one of the only reasons that NX finally went ahead and went along with it. Because with Disney backing and Kingdom Hearts being a blockbuster, NX was like, okay, fine, we still have enough faith in you that we'll go ahead and go forward with this merger. I don't know how true that is. That's just something that is repeated. Aw, I'm sorry, Braylon. Go ahead, Ross. Hardly needs to be said that the situation faced by the Federation Army, nay, that of the entire Allied force, is dire. With the defense of Fort Bob and the Windhurst itself, not to mention the recent skirmish at Sargamagarg, our resources and manpower being stretched to their very limits. The call for backup on the Junon front has only depleted our forces further. No longer do we have the luxury of sitting around to ponder our next move. We must act, and act now. Nor is Windhurst alone. Our allies, too, face the self-same plight. As in these grim times, the Allied forces have decided to cast the die, to embark on the one path that may yet lead us to victory. We strike. We move on Castle's Fall. I mean, yeah, there's no winning a long-term battle with people who outnumber you 10-1. The snow-swept peaks of Valdunia will be the site of our greatest and final battle. I don't know, I think I still have several missions after this. Let's see, Yeah, three missions after this, so... From today, the Federation forces will divide into 2 hosts. The War Warlocks under my command will march to the enemy, while the Mithrin mercenaries remain behind to defend the homeland. With one exception, Roma and the Cobras, you will accompany me north. Looks like we've tapped for house-sitting duty again. Aw, here thought I'd be able to snag the heads of another Beastman general, or 2, for my collection. Are you truly so naive? With our army divided, the city defenses will be stretched thinner still. The Yagudo were not likely to overlook this. Exactly. You must remain vigilant and prepared to defend the Federation at the first sign of enemy movement. Of course, you can rely on us. The rest of you, we rendezvous with our allies at Sandoria for a briefing before we embark on the march northward. Actually, there was a big in-game event and a cutscene, like a 7-minute CGI cutscene that was very expensive and a huge gamble. It's worth noting that 1.0... So, we all talk about 1.0. What you might not know is FF14 went up to 1.14. 1.14 was the last patch, I think. I might be getting the number wrong. Forgive me. It might be 1.17, but it was somewhere around there. And that was a patch in which events had been escalating bit by bit over time. So, like, there's like this red star you could see in the sky, and then a patch later, it got bigger. And then the next patch, it got bigger. And so forth and so on, right? Also, some of the spawns changed. There were special events you could do. It's worth noting, FF14 also did another unprecedented thing at this point in time. It was free. Completely free. You just grab the game and play it. No sub, no nothing. Smart move. It got a lot of people trying the game that otherwise wouldn't have. Keep in mind, this was still kind of... Sorry, 2.3, thank you. There's apparently 2.3, not 1.4. It was a very smart move, and it got a whole lot of people invested, and a whole lot of people playing who probably would not have otherwise. This is especially true because there was a really big word-of-mouth campaign for a while there to try and spread the word that FF14 was trying to turn it around. And there was a... Like, they completely chopped off the previous story arc, just threw it out the window. I've described this before. The previous story arc basically stopped in mid-stride and just stopped dead. And then they just kind of started a new story arc, which turned into the Dalamud and the Bahamut story arc. And yeah, and they threw together this absolutely ridiculously insane CGI cutscene, which is just the world being destroyed. And yeah, I don't think I know anybody personally who was there at the end when the final timer was ticking. I am aware of the Great Gubu Wall. I've seen pictures of it, but I wasn't there for it personally. Anyways, reports from Sandoria make no mention of any movement in the north. Is this information to be trusted, or shall we dispatch our own scouts? There's no need. If there is action, we can surely count on her to let us know. I see. So that was your plan in ordering the Leonid Warlocks to say posted up north. The next move belongs to the Confederate, but how will they play? Can we truly succeed without calling upon him? Yeah, the whole event was quite a well-to-do. You paid a recent visit to Sandoria, do you not? I'll be counting on you two to lead the way. Yes, sir. We got it covered, right? Leave it to us. I know those streets like the back of my paw. Almost seems like fate, like we were destined to become traveling companions. There you go again with the sentimentality. You should meet her around the camp. She's always bragging how you're her best friend. Best friend. I can't talk. What's wrong with that, huh? Are you mercenaries or kittens on a picnic? Enough with the vapid prattle. You heard the warlock? We'll be waiting for you in Sandoria. I don't remember if Rax was there. If she pops in or is on the bot, she can answer. Let's see, so that would have been mid-20... Oh, you tried to trade to me. What? Thank you for telling me that. I would not have known that otherwise. It's like a a Zelda 2 game. I am trade. Thank you. Alright, hang on. I am actually kind of curious of something. Give me 1 second, please. This would have been 2012. There we go. Yeah, that's what I thought. So, Ross asked what were my thoughts when I heard that FF14 was turning it around. I was in a weird place at that particular point in my MMO career. It was the one and only time in my life I've played MMOs by myself. All of my friends had quit WoWcata for various reasons. And so it was just me. What am I doing? Now, for those of you not aware, I really liked Cata, especially solo. So I was just enjoying going through Cata. So I'm doing, you know, Cataclysm quests, aka actually good gameplay quests, and I hear FF14's turning around, and I'm like, right. I legitimately didn't believe it at all. I didn't even feel the tiniest bit of interest. I was just like, yeah, I'm good. You have to remember, I actually played FF14 at launch. That is to say, 1.0. It was really freaking bad. And that left a hell of a scar on me. In fact, and I've told this story before, even when ARR came out, me and Pax only finally decided to deign to give it a chance because we were in the patch doldrums of Pandaria at that point. And when we found ARR to be, shall we say, lacking, we just went back to WoW. You do not... I've tried to describe it sometimes. You do not know how bad FF14 was at 1.0. It is the worst game I have ever played. The actual worst. The bottom. Nothing else has ever come close. Like, if I was to actually somehow do a review of it, it would probably be in the quadruple digits. Yeah, literally unplayable at times. Yeah, I know, right? Mustard Plan. I wish I could try it for 14.1.0. And you just put a hand on their shoulders like... There's a reason it's oft memed that when Yoshi P was asked about a 1.0 classic, his response was just one word. Lowrunner from Lyndhurst, are you not? Well met. No doubt your legs are weary from the road, but I have orders to escort you to the castle at once. All parties have assembled, and there's much that needs to be discussed. No, that's 2 words, push-up. Oh, banana. As has been confirmed by the elite scouts. Eh, well... Wait, is that Venereal? Oh my god, it is. Lowrunner, I was wanting you to show up. Quickly, over here. The meeting's already begun. Who might this gentleman be? A mercenary under our command. Pardon the interruption. Please continue. The stately-looking fellow is Valeneral, who I will forevermore call Venereal, captain of the Sandorian Royal Guards. He's briefing all the officers on the tactical situation as it currently stands. Hosts from each of the 3 nations, Orc, Vodov, and Yagudo, are mobilizing in the north as we speak. We have every reason to believe they do so at the behest of the Shadow Lord himself. The Confederate has divided their forces between Tabnazia and Valdurian fronts. Both are amassing resources and manpower, girding themselves for a full-scale offensive on our lands. Any further delay will mean our certain destruction. Thus, we move at once. We march on Valdunia and commence the siege of Castles Val forthwith. Always with the stabbing people. Jeez, guys, sword safety, come on! Our first objective will be to establish position in Zarkabar, the glacier. From there, we will surround Castles Val and strike at the heart of our foe. Commanders, ready your troops for battle. We'll leave for Valdonia on the morrow. A detailed briefing will be held on our arrival. In closing, a word to all of you. I stand here and see before me the very fear that would take the heart of me! Oh, sorry. I see men and women who in days past might have once crossed swords as enemies. I see you today united under one banner for the glory of the goddess, and it fills me with pride such as I have never known. The battle will be arduous, the enemy unyielding, but with your courage and valor, Altana's children will live to see a brighter day. Warlord, sir. An urgent transmission has just come in from the Leonians. Please, take a listen. Master Caster Dorn Fullen of the Leonians reportaruing, sir. I have grave news. Our scouts just returned from Castle Val. What are they doing? No! Let go of me! No! Sir? Sir? Have we lost him? Actually, what he said is, have we lost Staruhin? Oh, he's dead. Be quiet for a spell, and listen good and well. As you march unwittingly towards the Shadow Lord's front door, the enemy has stealthily prepared another secret corps. What's more, this second army has been set in motion. A direct assault on Winters would appear to be their notion. 10,000 or more by my rough count. No matter how you slice it, a formidable amount. I might have handled them on my own, if I weren't stuck with your hapless warlocks to chaperone. Rockbull, amend your plans on the double, or watch as the Federation is reduced to rubble. Your report is appreciated, Professor. That was exactly the information I needed to plot the necessary countermeasures. The Allied forces will proceed as scheduled. You and the Leononians will join us there. Yes, I suppose I can do as you say, though I trust you not to get in my way. So it begins. Lekko, send word to the Federation at once. Their numbers exceed our estimates. We're to take the command of the Cobras and stave the enemy off at Karuga Nagarugo. Understood. My esteemed Rockwell, what's the commotion? Excuse my discourtesy, it appears the Federation has unexpected guests. I have ordered Lekko and the Cobras back to the fort. Guests, you say? I see. Once you've regaled them properly, make haste and join us in the north. The battle will not be won without your aid. Yes, my lord. Well, Roma, Lore Runner, you heard the warlock. We'd best head back to make preparations for the banquet. It's gonna be a fist sandwich! I don't know, don't look at me. Before that, it would be the height of rudeness to show up the party empty-handed, wouldn't you think? Fist sandwich, knuckle sandwich. Let's say we bring back a present to liven up the festivities a tad. Don't worry, I have just the thing in mind. A few hours ago, on the way to the briefing, I came across an Allied supply caravan transporting a stockpile of arms. A quick peek turned up items of particular interest, dark fire cinders and flow light storms. I figure they won't miss a few of them. What do you think? Sorry, 1 second, please. Come on. There we go. You're not suggesting we steal from the Allied arsenal? Steal? Hardly. As full-fledged members of the Allied forces, we have every right to the supplies as they do. Why leave them to collect dust and armor when we can put them to so much better use now? I'm not sure about that one. Come on, have I ever led you astray? Trust me, I have a plan. Remember our recent skirmish? It was that magic-resistant armor that they were wearing that proved so troublesome. If we could use those things to produce ammunition that could pierce their protection, we could blast their armor, dry it off, and render them all but defenseless before they know it's hit them. Ever the resourceful one, aren't you? Fine, you can take responsibility when Valerian comes for our heads. When our plans win a rousing victory at Narugo, he's more likely to give us medals of honor. Alright, first we need to convince that stern-looking gentleman over there of the righteousness of our cause. Okay. She is pretty evil, yeah. I wonder what she's like if you do her wrong. I mean, I've heard that, What's-Her-Face is much less evil if you do her route, too. You know, the one we did. Where am I going? Hobliblar. 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 Where are you at, Hobliblar? Alright, a few artful words. Okay, so apparently if we pick all the top answers, we'll have to go to Laval. Yes, I'm a busy man. State your business. Be gone with you. I couldn't help but notice dark fire cinders and flowlight stones you were carrying. Yes, what of them? They reserve armaments or transported to our secret cache. Can't leave such dangerous materials lying about the street, after all. Oh, but certainly, I see you're most prudent in your duties. But this cache you speak of, might I inquire to its whereabouts? Thank you, kind sir. I must endeavor to be. As for the stockpile, we recently relocated to... Wait a minute. I've not seen your faces before. Are you truly soldiers of the Allied nations? State your affiliation. I see. And what outfit is that? And you say you served the Altana. How do you suppose the war will end? And what do you feel holds the key to the conflict? Incidentally, why do you want those things? Very well. You are clearly loyal servants. Forgive me for having doubted you. Sure. That's a hell of an interrogation. Supplies have been moved to Laval in preparation for regional skirmishes. You're welcome to whatever you need for your cause. Cool. Now here's the funny part, and Mr. Red will not hear this, which is even funnier. It's possible these will not spawn if there's a campaign going right now. And we will know immediately if there is a campaign going, because the music will tell us. Look, Ross. It's not my fault that that's the funniest scene in that entire game. Dramatic pause. Hang on. Sure, we'll use a CA, because I don't know at this point. Well, surely there's a CA here, right? There's a TK. There's another TK. There's a third TK. Alright, I'm gonna trust Bladeval. This critical time loss might be what's costing us the campaign. Aha! Right, so we're going to Jugner. I might not have picked it up while we were there, which is strange. I've been pretty diligent about that. Oh, God. I don't know where I'm going. Sure. This delay is wonderful. I love taking more time when I'm actually in a hurry. Yeah, I have that book. Okay, where's the exit to Devoy? It's not even on this list. It's not even on this list! Wait, it's in Jugner? God damn it! Okay, fine, whatever. But I'm giving that a separate negative. That's the 4th time now that to get to a location, I have to go to a completely unrelated location. I'm sorry. I don't appreciate having to memorize that I want to go to Bob in order to get to Bobina. Yeah, exactly, Dakota. That's exactly what this is. Just on a larger scale. Hey, Otherworld Nebula. I hope work isn't treating you too badly. It's worth noting this is exclusively a Wings issue. I haven't had this issue in any other expansion. So whether that's traversal or mislabeling, it sucks either way. That's on top of the fact that all the zones suck in the past. Speaking of which, what was that snowy zone we went through last night while I was mostly not even at my computer? In my defense, the nieces. Yeah, like I said, this is not the first time I've seen this in this expansion. Where am I going? K9. Where is K9? Ah! Yeah, it's not too far. I do believe that we're the one. Yes, Mr. Moon. There it is. No, there's no real difference for us. It's literally just easier to call it Square. And honestly, most people called it Square even before they changed their name to Square Enix. Looks like we got the ingredients we came for, now we just do is spice them a bit, and we'll have a dish that'll be the hit of the party. I've heard of these stones being used in the making of particularly potent enchanted arrowheads. Let me take care of them. I got a friend in Windhurst Bone Workers Guild who owes me a favor or two. As for the cinders, if memory serves, these are used in the casting of what we call Beastbane bullets. I'll leave them to you. We'll give those beastmen a welcome they won't soon forget. The only place I recall I can handle an order for Beastbane bullets is Gunpowder Room in Bastock, but they've sealed their gates to the outsiders ever since the war began. If we go there now, we'll be turned away without a second thought. You sure know what I'm thinking, don't you? It's time for you to help us in the way only you can. Yeah, so, if it's not obvious, he is aware of the fact that we're a time traveler, because of course he is. This is also why I didn't want to use my hearth earlier. Like, straight up. It's okay, the book isn't that far away. Oh, goody, I'm not stealth. Well, whatever, let's just train. Nothing will aggro. You know what? I'm okay with that. You know, I kind of wish I could do this quest out of order just to minimize the backtracking, but I know this game and I'm pretty sure the script won't let me. Like, if I could just go back to the past now to mine the stuff I'm going to need to give to the person in the present, you know? Skip a trip. Anyways, train to zone. Well, now we go to the present in order to talk to the person who says, hey, I can make you that thing. And then he says, well, I can only make you that thing if you go mine this stuff. So we're going to go to the past to mine that stuff, to come back to the present to make that thing. Then they're going to wait an in-game day, because of course we are. You see what I mean when I say the quests are just kind of worse than vanilla? More backtracking, more irritating zones to navigate, more unnecessary steps, more scripting problems, more in-game waits. At least they're not real-life day waits, but God. I'm not going to read any of this. Go to the past. Okay. Now go to the future. Okay. Yep. Oh, those Darkfire Cinders. What in the goddess's name are you doing with those? I see. Bullets just bake through armor, huh? Stirs up memories, it does. After the war ended, I never thought I'd see those again. Tell you what, you provide me with what I need and the job is good as done. Where do you find them? I don't know. There used to be a plentiful supply, but it was exhausted completely by the war's end. And now we go back to the past. I just realized I might not actually have the correct location for this. We're going to try. There's only one way to find out. I'm also kind of in a hurry because it's 1,500 hours. If I can get this step done before the day ticks over, we won't have to actually wait all that long. I suppose that's this entire run, isn't it? I'm always in a hurry playing this game in order to try and fit things into timing windows. Now here's a fun one. How do I find a mining point? I have actually mined in this game before, but it's been so long and I only did it once. I legitimately don't remember how to do it. And again, I'm in a hurry, so that's even better. I don't actually know, Ross. Did EverQuest ever do real-life timers? Asheron's Call did all the time, although that was more like a how long before you can repeat the quest timer, so I guess that's not really the same thing. Yep. I have a pickaxe. Do I need to equip the stupid thing? Nope. Trade. I have to trade it. Of course I do. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, so I got one of the items. So the liquid quicksilver. Nope, it would be this way. No, I believe you. Again, Asheron's call was kind of different. Because there was no waiting... How do I explain this? There was no waiting while doing something. There's only waiting after you did something, if that makes sense. Like, the Airfall quest had a month cooldown, so you could only do that once a month. That's the idea of Blade to Fall, yes. Assuming I could beat Wings by then, which at this point, Oh, Jesus Christ. I love how I got one of the items immediately, and now I'm just trying to find another mining node. It is 1,700 hours now, by the way. I mean, I suppose that's fair, Blade to Fall. Lord knows I was paused in the middle of 4 separate expansions earlier in this run. Technically, I am still paused on 1, Rhapsodies. I was actually thinking to myself, there's so many things that if they weren't true, this run would not be happening at all. I would have just straight up refused. The walkthrough being as thorough as it is, you guys helping me out, leveling before we even started, having really good gear, having a mount at all, which completely removes combat from the equation while traversal. Imagine doing this on foot while training. Come on, give me at least one. Give me at least one. I mean, there's a reason why the MMOs I play nowadays are single-player games with co-op. You know what I mean? I do like co-op RPGs, I always have. It's one of the reasons I like things like DOS 2 or Baldur's Gate 3. Sure, they're fine games, but the fact that I can play with a friend is what makes it fun, right? Same general concept. That's just my answer. I don't know about anybody else. I am not seeing anything up here at all. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, other edge. $1,800 hours now. Oh, there's one. Come on, give me the other item I need, please. Please. Oh, thank God. Okay. Arth. See, all I needed was a mount, a walkthrough, and a map in order to make that tolerable. This ties into something I was telling Blade Taval about Blue Magic. Because Blue Magic has been handled weirdly over the course of its history across the FFs. And sometimes it's a little bit more tolerable than others. Now, what I think would be an interesting conversation is, how do you solve the problem I have with Blue Magic and FF5? So, for those of you not aware, I don't mind having... FF5's method of learning is fine. It's actually better than some. The person with learning equipped has to get hit by the spell, they have to be alive at the end of the combat, and you have to win the combat. That's it. Those are the requirements. Once you've got that, it's also unlocked for the entire party. It is an account unlock, for lack of a better way to put that. So you just have that spell forevermore. Good. I'm with that. Could be better, but still good. The problem I have is with the fact that while it's actually very easy to stumble into a decent amount of blue magic just by playing a blue mage, there's also a decent amount you will never even know is a blue spell unless you already have a walkthrough saying, hey, that's a spell you should learn. I'm just going to zip through this because I don't want to wait. Why don't you head to the markets and catch yourself a gold carp or two while you wait? Okay, I think we're officially in the wait period. Yep, okay. We made it! With several minutes to spare. Woo. Mr. Red. No. That is the absolute, most earnest, honest, and simple way I can explain that. I have considered putting down the game as is. I'm just going to say that as simply as I can. No. I almost didn't acquiesce to Abyssia, which is much shorter and less frustrating than what you offer. Okay, so now we stand here for a few minutes. Yes! Mandatory waits. I could queue tank. I don't think anybody would notice or care. Yeah, sure, whatever. I'll risk it. I'll queue as tank. Let's do this. I don't think... Nope. Mr. Red liked Soden. I would say Mr. Red likes WoW, but he apparently doesn't. No, that's right. I remember now. Sorry, I had a weird asterisk there. The problem Mr. Red has with WoW is the fact that they divide based on region group, which is just frustrating and stupid. But am I right, Mr. Red? Like, really think about it. If you just had the one account, right? Housing would be much less frustrating. Gearing up, leveling a new character, trying out classes. You'd probably be more inclined to do a lot of things because it's just the one account. Yeah, it is a huge problem. It's one of the reasons why my WoW guild is so small, despite having plenty of viewers who play WoW. Yeah, I haven't been unsubbed since Dragonflight. Because, yeah. Dungeon Finder, I'm a tank, join queue. I am level... Oh my god, what level am I? I don't see it on the character screen. I don't know what level I am. 40-something. I'm about to be one level higher than I am right now. Oh, there it is. I see it on my party window. I am 42 right now. Okay. So I meant to ask you, does the quest reset every time we do this? Because I'm almost positive I've done this dungeon and done this quest. Well, maybe it's not there. Fiddle with my build even a little bit more, just to... So...
Please.
I accept. Okay. Run! Run! I gotta be honest, and this in no way diminishes the negatives I'm giving FF11 for this. It is nice that I can get some work done while I'm waiting. Which I suppose says something about my overall mentality, but whatever. Get out of the water. It helps that ESO dungeons are absolutely ridiculously fast nowadays. I know that's not really, like, technically a good thing, but at this exact moment in time, I'm grateful for it. Yeah. No, FF11 is just kind of back there, basically not existing as far as my computer's concerned. I have played both ESO and WoW while playing FF11 more than once, without any issues. The only one I haven't touched is 14, and that's because of third-hand reports that... 14, excuse me. That's because of third-hand reports that 14 actually has issues. Hang on. Swap, buff, swap, spear, spear, nuke, and execute. Dead. Starting to get a feel for my rotation again, by the way. Turn in quest. There we go.
I'm free.
Yep. Good, let's go. Oh, I didn't know you liked Jedi Fallen Order. Woo! Have you played Survivor yet, Mr. Ed? Just as a curiosity. Also, I absolutely have done this quest before.
Do you have a moment?
So yeah, I think you're right. I think the dungeon quests are dailies for bonus loot and exp. Which I'm down for. Why are we going this way? Okay, whatever. WoW Classic, WoW Classic, FF14 and EverQuest. I could kind of say that. See that. No, I remember you playing it, Mr. Ed. I'm very stupid, and admittedly kind of tired. I woke up at 6 today. I forgot what your opinion was of Jedi Fallen Order. Buff, switch, nuke, nuke, buff, switch, bleed, nuke. And execute range.
You've done enough.
Yeah, if Jedi Fallen Order had fast travel, that would fix most of my issues with it immediately. I have a quest behind me. Oh, I can turn it into her. Yep. Uh-huh. What about it, Blade? Yes! You are the first person to note that, Mr. Red. Even though that was actually a request.
I don't know what you see.
I suppose I should say you're the first person to admit that you noticed it. Oh god, like a month ago? It was before the non-dark. Ooh, nice Blade Drill. I might actually keep an eye out for that. I'm not sure if I've already morphed it. I'm not sure where I'm at on morphs right now. I guess I'll do. Alright, boss time.
intruder. So you're the one who's been undoing our work. We will feed you to the Master's mace.
Yeah, I was thinking about some of the interfacey stuff I'm going to have to give pluses and negatives to this game for. Overall, I think this game's interface is actually pretty bad. Again, very Skyrim-y. Alright, now let's go turn in the quest, which is where? Are we done with the quest? I think we actually are done with the quest. Yep, okay. P, group, right-click, leave group. Yes. And then X. Wait, did I seriously finish that before a day had passed? Oh my god, I did. It's funny. No, because the thing is, some of the interface stuff is actually really good. Like, there's some legitimately cool design decisions in this. And then there's other stuff. Yes. Yeah, pretty much deployed. It's like, guys. Yeah, if I run into too many of these things, I might actually start the FTL run early. Just be like, alright, we're just gonna begin that review. Okay, so how many crowns do I have right now? Not enough. That's okay. That's okay. Oh, and we did ding, as predicted. Pretty much every single random has given me a full level. Which, by the way, take notes, FF14! Don't give me a third of a level, give me a level. God. Alright, sorry. Get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of this. I think it's everything. Yes. I'm very curious, Blade 12, because I'm hoping they're at the same rate, or I should say, I'm hoping they're much faster. I don't want to be doing this for another 160 days. Okay, I leveled. Whew. Claim. Yeah, I committed to the mount. I knew I was going to want it. It's the highest priority thing. By the way, does where I put my attributes matter at all? Real question. Because when I first played this game, which was at launch, it mattered a lot. And then when I played this game, it barely mattered. And now I have no idea. You'll notice I've been dumping almost everything into health because I have basically been tanking for me and Pax. But I don't know if that's correct. Apparently I should go all DPS. Well, here's the fun thing, and this is actually worth noting. I can just hit that button. It's literally just a button press. Ta-da! And respect. Plus to gameplay. You can do that here, too, by the way. These can be respect now. And I know this couldn't be respect when I was playing last. First MMO to have mounts. That's a good question. Lineage? Maybe? I don't know if Lineage has mounts, actually. And then level. No. Executioner's maxed. I could get Berserk Strike instead of Werewolf. Does decent damage, ignores physical resistance, and gives you resistance equal to the amount ignored. What do you think, Blade 12? Should I get Berserk Strike or stick with Werewolf? I should mention I have already morphed Werewolf into Berserker. those at home that don't know what that means. So I have big ol' hits. My big ol' hits bleed. And when transformed, I generate Fury. When my Fury max, I begin rampaging, which gives me a buff to increase my damage, movement speed, and removes the cost of werewolf abilities. Speaking of which, how do I slot werewolf abilities? I haven't figured out how to do that. Oh, hey, my two-handed weapon is maxed. Like, I have one, which is Pounce, but I don't know how to slot it. Unless I have to lose a slot to do it. I have to lose a slot, don't I? That's the cost. It has to be something I can only use in werewolf form. Interesting. Pounce is apparently pretty good, though. It's a damage which does a bleed, and also does 450% more damage to enemies below 100% health. It's also cheap. It's only 1,000 stamina. I'll poke at that tomorrow, when I do my daily tomorrow. Well, see, that's kind of... that's kind of what I was debating. Because right now my back bar is all my Paladin, Templar abilities. Most of which are heals and buffs. But I could put my werewolf stuff back there instead. Hang on. Okay, yeah, there we go. So that would be two-handed. Let's go ahead and put my uppercut back there. And then switch. Honestly, no. I decided not to use uppercut. I decided to use spear. So let's go ahead and put my spear ability here. Which is this. It's already maxed, speaking of which. You could tell which spear ability I'd been using a lot. You also could tell I actually was using Everlasting Sweep a lot, because that's freaking maxed and morphed. Anyways. So now let's switch down here. Let's get rid of that. And then put Pounce here. Puncturing Sweep, huh? So I've noticed everyone's talking about being all magic or all stamina DPS. I have consistently been both. Like, my usual approach is to have one bar be magic and the other bar be stamina, so once I've drained one, I switch to the other. Is that wrong? Like, is there some reason I don't know about that makes that an incorrect decision? Like, I guess what I'm asking is, why is that wrong? Because I don't see the detriment of doing it that way. Let's get rid of that. And... now, see, that's useful information, which I did not know. Let's go ahead and pull this out. Oh, I already have it out. Well, never mind. Shoot. I love how my stamina recovery is increased just by having Werewolf equipped, nothing else. Oh, I need to remember to Werewolf more often in dungeons, because there's no penalty for doing so. Yeah, you kill while in Werewolf form to advance this skill. Yeah, I need to level that. Hey, Giga. Well, I think the next in-game day has finally passed, so I should probably go ahead and swap. Yeah, I'm a werewolf lizard. Shut up. I like the advised abilities, by the way. You should have Inner Fire, which I don't even have at all. Solar Prison and Repentance. This is my recommended build. It's not what I'm doing. So, Blaterval and Giga, do you know when you start off, do you get any crowns at the start? Like, just for, like, starting up a brand new account, right? I'm guessing the answer is no, but it's important for a reason I'll get into in a second. I'm assuming no. Like, I didn't get crowns until I had the sub going, and that's a monthly stipend kind of a thing. The reason I'm asking is the one and only thing that might be worth picking up for you, Mr. Red, is here somewhere. There it is. Is this the Necromancer class? I have heard nothing but good things about Necromancer. It came out after I was playing, so I don't know about it personally. It is 1,500 crowns, which is not that much. For a bit of perspective, that mount I had was 5,000 crowns. I don't know anything about Arcanist. But yeah, Necro is apparently legit. It is a criminal thing, just like a werewolf. So that is a problem you're going to have to be cognizant of. But otherwise, yeah. Other than that, so I can go ahead and generically recommend Templar. That is what I am. Templar is a paladin. It's a paladin. Simplest, easiest way to say it. The only other class that ever caught my eye is Dragon Knight, which is this dude. And there we go. Dragon Knight is kind of paladin-y too, in a different way. Sorcerer is exactly what it sounds like. Nightblade is very roguey. Templar I just told you about. I don't know Warden. I didn't look at Warden. Necromancer and Arcanist. These are your options. I'm pretty sure there's no bad options here, but for real, Arcanist or Necro, if you're going to go for it all. And if you want, I will pay for the crowns. I don't mind paying for that. If you want to poke at Necro or Arcanist. You know, everyone in the VOD's like, can we get back to this? Bladecheval might also be willing to help you with that. He has refused to help me with anything, so I sort of assumed he wouldn't help you. He was like, oh, I'll never help you buy this mount. I was like, okay, I accept. But for real, getting Mr. Red, Necro, or Arcanist would be a higher priority than getting the Offender. Okay, it's been a day. Let's go back. You actually have the Crow Vendor. I'm telling you, I'd go with just the lady. Just the Humble Mog lady. Fist Fighter classes? I'm going to defer to other people on that one. I admit my knowledge on ESO is probably the least of any of these games we've been playing. It's why it's been kind of a weird question mark with regards to me playing it. And it's why I haven't really committed to it until about a couple weeks ago. Metalworks. That's an interesting question. Why don't we have a boxer class in an MMO? Oh, I know we have, like, Monk in both WoW and in FF14. But we don't have a boxer. It's a different fighting style. It's much more upper body. It's much more, you know? Why is that not represented? I'm being sincere. Like, that just occurred to me. Because I remember when I wanted to play a Boxer Tauren over in WoW, way back in WoW Vanilla, and obviously you can't. So it's like, why? Okay, here's the Beastbane bullets. My fee? Don't mention it! I haven't enjoyed my work this much in years. If you come across any other such curiosities, you know where to find me. Okay. Well, yeah, like, again, Pugilist, we've actually discussed this, because even in the Final Fantasy series, there are pugilists and then there are monks. Like, Zell is a pugilist, right? Yong is a pugilist. Sabin is a monk. Sabin has magic. He has ki, more accurately, right? Yeah, that's actually a good point, Takoida. We had the stupid blades, but those were more like a cooldown ability. Where am I going? It's like just the past. Yeah, Tifa is also a monk. She is a magically augmented, unarmed fighter. True, Blade Cheval. And you're right, that's more of a challenge run thing than anything. But you can do it. It's there. I should do that. I should commit to that in Oblivion R. Because we're going to do Oblivion R someday, right? And I've already shown off Archer. I have to at least make sure that the archery is still the same. But I'll show it off Archer, I'll show it off Mage. Mage. Yeah, might as well try Pugilist to do a challenge run. Did I get him? I think I actually got him. Oh yeah, I got a hand on him. That's a good question, Otherworld Nebula. I don't know. Dude, I have wanted to make like a lore representation of Punch-Out for years. In fact, I have that. I've talked about it before. It's in the Empire. It's a way people debate, actually. Because there's rules to it. Unlike real boxing, which honestly is a very different animal than Punch-Out. Alright, what am I doing? The fort. The fort. That means I probably want to go to here. Because once again, I can't just warp to the fort. That would be stupid. I gotta warp to town. Let's talk to a person to warp me to the fort. Let's see if I can remember where that person is. For what it's worth, I'm looking forward to the ESO run. I have been wanting to try out that game for a long time, and, well, as I've said several times, Vanilla pushed me out, and it's been developed since then, and blah, 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 blah. It won't be a thorough run. It more or less can't be. But it'll be interesting to poke at it. There's a CC. I need a CA. Wrong way. I mean, the reason I bring that up is because every time I get to pause, and I'm going to phrase it that way on purpose, FF11 to go play ESO, it's just a breather, right? Even with all the hassles that ESO has, it is still so much easier to control, so much smoother to play than FF11 is. So, yeah, I'm going to get back on that. CA. Oh my god. Do you just mind? I've already gotten a hand on you. You're already, like, at 1 HP. Accept your death. I'm still doing Midnight next. I need that. I need that so badly. Got another hand on. Oh my gosh, I really did. I say hand. Obviously, I mean wand, but whatever. Oh no, I'm not going to jump immediately into ESO. Among other things, I'm not 160 yet. And I don't know how long it's going to take to get to it. I still don't know how bad the grind to 160 is going to be. We'll see. I would like to teleport to the fort, please. At the end of the day, as awful as it sounds, if it is 160 days, that's not the end of the world. I can do a 168-day grind, as long as it is steady and guaranteed. Wait, you're playing too, Game Geek? I didn't even catch that. Are you liking it so far? That's an interesting idea, Dakota. Because obviously, like, most RPGs that have something like a Boxer class, like Oblivion, mostly do unarmed... It's like a stun class, right? I mean, hell, even Monk in D&D has Stunning Strike, right? Having it be more focused on crits is interesting, and I kind of like that idea. Oh, nice, Game Geek. I've been pretty steady about doing my random every day. Apparently there's stuff other than a random you can do every day, but... I mean, a random is so quick and so smooth. And very lucrative. As you can see, I've been slipping in randoms into the cracks in my time. I haven't missed a day yet. This is the wrong guy, isn't it? No, this is the right guy. That's true, Dakota. We could abstract the charge as just the extra oomph of the punch rather than a literal explosive you leave on them. Anyways, Master Lecco, we sent word as soon as we went to work as soon as we received word. The fort's defenses have been bolstered to maximum capacity. All mercenaries at the ready. Welcome back, Lore Runner. For what it's worth, I'm probably going to pick up Necromancer in order to try that out when I do the new character that I'm going to have to roll for redoing that one vanilla chain and Vardenfall. Oh, I get you, Dakota. It's a chest. Beastbane arrowheads and Beastbane bullets. We'll see how well the Birdman Sorceress Mail protects them now. You sure know how to make a girl happy. Alright, no time to lose. Dispense ammunition. Prepare for battle. How do we stand? Any sign of the enemy? No, the Anacondas are standing watch for the lookout spies, but we've yet to... Major! The enemy is upon us. They come from above! Oh, nice, Blitwell. The hell are those? Got ourselves some nasty ones this time, girls. All the better, I say. I've grown tired of feasting on roasted fowl. I don't think demons taste good. Just saying. So our old friends couldn't bear to be left out of the party. An attack on two fronts. This calls for the expertise of our resident tactical genius. Please don't mean me. I'm too tired to be a tactical genius right now. Alright, now listen up, ladies. The enemy outnumbers us, but we have the advantage of the ground. Follow the orders I give to the letter, and the fort will stand tomorrow. Anacondas, fall into formation, let your arrows loose on our aerial foes. Roma, cobras, cover them from below. Naho, cheetahs, move on the row. The walls, let's see your celebrated marksmanship. Gyaho and the Tigresses, defend them. Keep the enemy at bay. This time our enemy comes not from beneath the surface, but from the sky. We will stand as the last line of defense between those fiends and the Federation. Heed well what I'm about to say. The 5 spires in its main tower, the Spirit Well, provide the magical energy for the barrier that shelters Windurst. If they fall, there's nothing to stop the enemy from running roughshod over the city. Do I make myself clear? Not a single blade or claw is so much to scratch the spires of the Spirit Well. We strike them down here, every last one of them. Alright, girls, don't let up till the last drop of unholy blood has been spilled. Can we stop talking and get on with the fighting? That's the first animation glitch I've seen. I'm trying to, Zaktaft. I'm trying to. Draw not your blades against the beasts in the air. Leave those to Prioner girls. When they touch down, that's when we strike. Lure them into single combat in narrow corridors. On the ground, the advantage of terrain is ours. Steady, steady. Hold till you can see the bead of their red eyes. Let your arrows be rain and bring down every last one. We can't afford to give Roma too many playmates. Hey, it's that song again. You know, I was thinking about the whole Beastman surrender thing earlier. I don't actually get what the motive of the Beastman is. I've been thinking about that for a while now. Like, usually when someone unites an army of multiple different species against an enemy, or a single foe or whatever, there's like a reasoning for that, right? There's a motive behind it that someone's exploiting. I don't know about you, but I feel my appetite for poultry returning. Spit roasted bird sounds positively delightful. I'll hold him with the Spirit Well. You three see to the Spire of the Falcon Eye. Yeah, that's sort of my point, Mr. Red. That's why I described the Beastmen earlier as just monsters. What do they want? They want to kill us all. Why? Because they are monsters. Spire. Come on, let's get him. Is there any end to them? I had that, but thanks. Western Spire's in danger. I'll hold this one off. Go! Okay. Like, another thing is, if you pay attention to their tactics, they are suicidally loyal, right? Like, several of the Beastmen, in several cutscenes, especially in Wings, have been willing to lay down their lives for the purposes of advancing their cause. Like, you know that one orc who takes like 20 arrows to the chest before he blows up the wall in Helm's Deep? That. Ugh, my leg. No matter, just a few minutes rest, I'll be back on my feet. Well, she's dead. No such luck, it seems. Looks like it's time for the tigress to bare her fangs. The hell it was. Never mind. For the record, that's not a complaint. There's nothing wrong with using monsters in your fiction. It's the same general concept of demons in most fiction. What do demons want? They want to hurt you. That's the motive. That's the goal. It's gotta be this way. What's interesting is Dragon Quest dances back and forth across this line. Sometimes the monsters of Dragon Quest are monsters. They can talk, but they might as well not. And then sometimes the monsters have personalities and perspectives and opinions and can be reasoned with. Sometimes both. What? Why? Why are we in combat with you? Why do you exist? Hemp. Once again, taking losses. Like you do. How do we stand? Falcon Eye and the Spirit will remain intact and functional, thanks to the bravery of Lord Runner Teal and Neil. All else has been lost. So we succeeded in repelling the enemy charge at the cost of the stronghold. Our troops, casualties? Boss, come quickly, it's Till. She's... Yeah, she's dead. And that sucks. No, Till, you can't be. It's me. Can you hear me? Open your eyes, please. It would appear she's fended our foe's primary charge on the spirit wall before succumbing to her wounds. If only I hadn't left you back there. Dry your eyes, soldier. This is a war we're fighting, or have you forgotten? Till gave her life to protect our land against the armies of darkness. Her noble sacrifice was not in vain. You dishonor her memory with your childish tears. Jesus Christ, Roma. Funny, I was just thinking the opposite. I remember the first time I took Till to my favorite fishing hole. Teach her to hook a lure. In the old continent, not so many years ago. She was merely a kid. Only a few years later, it was I who taught her to string her first bow, to brandish her first blade. What are we doing here, Lecco? So far from home. Is this truly our battle to fight? An abysmal state, indeed. Lecco, we've no time for chat, so I'll be brief. She should know how to give a man a fright. Should you be showing yourself in broad daylight like that? If the enemy were to... This is no time to worry about appearances. All too true. You may have repelled the attack, but from the looks of it, the magical properties of the spires are as good as lost. I'm sorry, I couldn't... No, you did well to limit our losses. Without the efforts of your mercenaries, we would have seen worse, and sooner. Our day is not yet done. That said, it would seem only one option remains. It seems the time has come. Sorry for the awkward moment back there. Tears don't befit a mercenary major, do they? But everything will be fine. The girls will be down in spirits, but they'll pull together and ensure Till's death wasn't in vain. Here, I want you to have this. It's like the one Till used to wear. I always thought of you as a good friend. Promise me you'll remember her from time to time, okay? Well, I just that's enough tears for one day. If Till were here, she wouldn't want us to mope and brood. Besides, we still have a long road ahead of us. Suddenly noise. I think it's, well, no. I'm gonna go in Hearth. I'm gonna gamble. Because I know I'm about to be doing some traveling. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing more of several characters. Like, additional side quests, or maybe more cutscenes for them, you know, stuff like that. Some kind of denouement with Olmia, maybe. It'd also be interesting to see basically a follow-through of Adragon and the various characters we met there, because that story ended on a very, and now we start another tale kind of a vibe, you know? Like, now we start the process for peace. That's a process. That takes time. So it'd be interesting to see where they go with that. Splinterst. I'm not sure I'd add many others to that list. Most of the really good characters already have enough screen time to justify. Or the reverse of that. What about you, Mystic Maker? Or anybody else who feels like answering? I was just on my way to run a special important errand. Why don't you come with me? In fact, I insist. We're to repair our respects to the star, Sybil. Dun 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 dun. That's fair. You did say stories, not just characters. Forgive me. I don't know why I focused in so much on characters there. Welcome, my children. You were the Warlord's advisor. Lecco, was it not? Your loyal service to Windrest has not gone unnoticed in these chambers. I am but a humble Mithra, unworthy of the honor of basking in your heavenly radiance, Your Holiness. I fear I am unfamiliar with the man who stands beside you. He is a lore runner, a close friend of mine and a staunch ally of the Federation. The pleasure is mine, Laura. Forgive the intrusion. I trust you know whom it is we seek. Very well, come with me. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Ed. Like, that stalled me for a bit. Mr. Ed, do you have a moment? Music jump scare. No. I mean, yes. Yes. But before that, could you do me a favor and poke ahead a little bit and see if there's another wait a day step? Like this, I don't think has one. In fact, I'm double checking. Nope, I'm wrong. Wait one game day. It's right there in this quest. Never mind. That answers me. Anyway, so here, Barahu Karahu does his experiments. He pursues his experiments like a man possessed, or he did until his progress stalled for lack of a vital resource. Where will it all lead? Is the path down which he leads truly the only one that exists? Baraha Baruha, the evil one. Forgive me, I am Lecco, advisor to the Warlock Warlord. Howl from the Heavens. Where's that one? That's a decent chunk of time from here, so that's not terrible. Because we've got a bunch of MSQ between now and then. I suppose I should double check these just to be sure. Oh my god, I have to do a mini game to plant bugs on Kate Siths. Whatever. Then I have to get 20 signatures? Why do I have to do the Regal thing 3 times? Why? What? Excuse me, 4 times? Well, the good news is I'm not seeing any wait days, which is exactly what I was looking for. Still not seeing any wait days. Rally, flee, operative, first blast, target mob. Sure. Ow! Transnared. Flight of the Lion. Am I done yet? Where are we? Oh my god, where's Flight of the Lion? Where is this? Oh my god, there's 7,000 quests in this campaign, aren't there? Oh, okay, whatever. Looks like I don't have to deal with one for a minute, so that's good. That's actually exactly what I wanted to know. Sure. 1 second. Irritations today, can't I? Come on. Come on. Do not apologize. It seems I evoke a similar reaction in most. Yes, I am Baraha Baruha, Minister of the Monastery. Though these days I make my home here amongst the dusty shelves and musty tomes, as you see. Yes, I'm familiar with your search. Minister, I fear our situation has turned for the worse. The barrier has fallen in the recent attack at the fort. Yes, I suspected as much. I felt a disturbance in the magical forces to the east, a sudden surge, and then silence. Minister, you must complete your research, and without delay. Oh, it's quite complete. Or it would be, were only I not deprived of that which I need most. Your Holiness, please bring the item of which the Minister speaks. No, I cannot. I must not. Please, let us forget this madness. Star Sibyl. He made me swear. He said you could not be allowed to continue your work, that if you would, something terrible would happen to you. We have the mighty warlocks and the brave mercenaries. Windhurst's army is loyal and strong. Surely they can defend us from any onslaught. Star Sibyl, surely you cannot be serious. Your words are unbecoming of your station. You're the leader of a nation. The preservation of Witcher should be your first and only priority. Forgive me. Well, shall we? Here, do with it as you must. Hey, I've read that thing. Ah, yes, the Book of the Gods, the key to my research so long denied to me. You have my thanks. Let us proceed. Time is short, no? Long have I labored down here in the depths where the sun dares not shine, where night and day are as one. I have but a single goal, to save Winters from its prophesied destruction. I will not bore you with the specifics, which would be beyond your comprehension anyway. But suffice to say that the deeper I delve in ancient secrets, the clearer it became to me. They're all speaking in unison, beckoning me down a singular path. The savage beast tamed by Rimilala, the founding mother of our nation. Svenrur. The power that brought the ferocious beast of legend to its knees is the only power that can save Winters once more. How is Rimilala able to subdue the beast? Is this recorded in the tome? Yes. To ensnare it, she summoned all of her prodigious powers and channeled them into the creation of a single artifact. The mystic fetters of supreme power, at once supple as the wind and stronger than dark steel, she bestowed unto it the name Gleipnir. She cast the fetters into the full moon fountain, its arcane force propelling them high into the heavens. For an instant that lasted an eternity, all was bathed in moonlight, and when it faded at last, the great beast was still. The beast now conquered, she used her immense power not to beat it into submission, but to reach out with tenderness and share its pain. So it was the great beast Fenrir, seer of the future, became sworn guardian of Windhurst. Protect this land with the blessing of the moon and stars for as long as he drew his savage breath. To decipher the ancient script with such ease, extraordinary, you're every bit the genius they say. To wield once more those mystic fetters and summon the great beast to our aid, such is my one true calling. Yet there remains a rub. This is how the text continues. Gleipnir, its roll faded, was rent in three, ne'er again to meet. To friends, for safekeeping, was each tattered bestowed. To the small, to the winged, and to our eight-chambered abode. A riddle? Ever the whimsical ones, these gods. The three tatters of Gleipnir, if only they could be recovered somehow. I'm certain I could reunite them and wield their power, but I can ill afford to leave the laboratory. And time draws close. Here. There's no need to vex your prodigious brain over such a menial task. Carry on with the research. Leave the grunt work to your loyal assistants. Are you saying you can bring me what I seek? With the incredible world-hopping lore runner at your side, you may consider the deed as good as done. He loves doing random-ass terrible quests that suck. I've seen you speak in riddles as well. I know not what you imply, and yet I am certain of it. You and your friend will not let me down. Okay. First to the present. Or a cutscene first. Hey, go get these things. Okay. Let me go get the things. Let me get the things. Let me get the things. Yep, huh? You're looking for a relic to tame a beast. Yes, what is it? I have pressing matters to attend. Oh, come on now. You all should know this is of most unfortunate. Karaha Baruha said that according to the Book of the Gods, Glypnir was torn to 3 pieces. Small, winged, and 8-chambered. At least they give us some actual honest-to-God hints for once, which they normally don't. Okay, so Bottled Pixie is... So we need to go to Inner Horototu, which is Survival Guide to Torai Mirai. Okay, I can make that happen. What do you mean, no? Oh, I guess you're right. That's the first one. The second one is... Jeez. Grauberg South. Grauberg Past. I, of course, already have the Bottled Pixie, thanks to previous work. Thank you again for that. So I need to go to Grauberg South F5. Find out in a minute, Mr. Red. No, FF11's still going strong. Especially with the recent FF14 patches. Alright. Robert. Robert! One in-game hour to make this happen. Oh my god. Where am I? Okay. Yeah, there's no way I'm gonna make it. F5. That's way over there. Jesus Christ. And what do you want to bet we have to go the long way around? Like, we can't go west, right? We have to go south. Right? Am I right? I feel like I would just hedge my bets on that, personally, and just be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go south. Have I given Glauberg a negative? I don't think I have. I haven't really been through it yet. I do remember this zone, actually, because I have been through here, obviously. How do you spell that? Grauberg. Yeah, no, I've seen some truly atrocious zones in this expansion. This is merely irritating. I'm particularly fond of the zones where it looks like you can go down a route, and there's even a road on the map indicating you can go away, but you can't. There's something blocking the way. A chasm, or a cliff, or a wall. Screw you. There's no way in hell I'm gonna make it. Or a river, yeah. I'm not even halfway there. I am basically about halfway there. And the hour's already up. So Yep. Well, that's you know what, that actually kinda works out. Such as it is. course, it's one way the wrong direction. That's another thing I've noticed in Wings expansion. A lot of zones are one way, always the wrong way. It's not as bad as Arapago, I think it was, Reef, back in Treasures. That sounds terrible. But I have noticed a lot of one-ways. There is not Mystic Makers. Usually, please forgive me, usually I actually make a point of breaking everything down into a bronze number, which is per expansion. I felt like, thanks to the kind of more fluid nature and the back and forthy nature of FF11, that I didn't honestly want to bother. I probably still could if you gave me time. But no, is the answer to your question. No, I'll tell you exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off early. Remember, I got up at 6 today. But I'm going to go ahead and get all this stuff up to the weight. And then I'm going to go ahead. It's not a bad idea. Nobody cares about the gameplay, after all. I could just tabulate the story positives and negatives per expansion. That'd be a lot easier to do. Hey, look! Another void way to get here. It's just a recurring trend, isn't it? The music's been fine. I actually have been liking the music for the most part, but I kind of already gave my thoughts on it earlier. The sound font is weak, and that diminishes it. Fey Blossoms, Fey Blossoms, Fey Blossoms. Hi. Rated M for mature. Looky here, I'm mortal. I haven't seen one of you in years and years and years. What brings you to these parts, sweetie? Well... Gleipnir? You really, really, really looking for Gleipnir? Did you hear that, girls? Come quickly. This one might be the promised one. But I know? Yeah. Really? And so? Sorry, dear. Really awfully terribly sorry. You came so suddenly, so swiftly, so abruptly. I had to consult with my sisters. We simply must be sure you truly, really are actually who you say you are. This legend of ours has been passed down for centuries, millennia, eons, after all. One can't be too careful. Under a dark star in the blackest of nights he will come, the light in his hand banishing the darkness. That's how the prophecy goes, you know, and, well, the girls are saying you just don't fit the part. I'm ever, truly, ever so sorry. I mean, fair, which, well... Nothing sparkles or shimmers better than us. Come back with a bottled pixie. If I must. Where is it? There it is. God, I am just blind today. Oh, it's the mortal again. He's brought... Could it be? Could it truly, actually, really be? A bottled pixie. Do you hear that, girls? Come quickly. This might be the promised one. You see? Yeah. I mean, I told you. Pardon me, the girls were so surprised, shocked, startled even. They figured the legend was just a myth, a fantasy, what you mortals might call a fairy tale. To think the promised one actually has come. It's been passed down from our mothers, grandmothers, and great-grandmothers many, many, many eons ago. Someday when the world has begun to slide into chaos, a mortal will come to claim this. Until that day, keep it safe and keep it sound, so I was told. Take it, I have no doubts, no worries. Really, truly, certainly, you are one of the which my ancestors spoke. Go with our blessing, and may our... Yes, sorry. Go with our blessing, and may the ancient bond of friendship now serve the good power of good. Until that day, keep it safe and keep it sound, so I was told. Alright, so. Strand get. So now, I'm on Hearth, because I ain't walking away from here. So now I'm going to Tarabarai Canal. Yeah, by the way, for those of you who missed that, the quest I just did can only be done between 1800 and 600 hours. If I had waited 4 more in-game hours, I would have had to wait most of the day to do that. Nope, we're not at the day wait yet. No, it was a good call. That's why I acquiesced. I was like, oh, wait, you're right. I just didn't vocalize that. Yes, Evo. Yes. Yes. No, they were dead. They were delicious, but, you know. What do you think potions are made of? Hey, look, it's the second worst dungeon in the game. Good news is we don't have to bother right now. Just go here. Well, the good news is that's not as bad as a day wait. It's more like half a day wait. So it's only like 20-minute wait. Honestly, I would say Castle's Fall is worse than Castle Birdbrain, pound for pound. The difference is you have to go through Sval, like, once. You go through Castle Birdbane, well, like 8 times. That's the problem. Alright, what am I doing? I7. Frequency is a problem. Let me be very clear about that. Like, I do think having to go back through Ostrosa over and over and over and over is a mistake. At least with Delkfud, it's just a giant waste of time for the most part, but Ostrosa is actively irritating to navigate. But pound for pound, in terms of just one dungeon, one design, there are... Speed of Darkness. There it is. Hi. Bye. I guess. Thing get. Jesus Christ. Okay, next. Go to Castle Ostrosia. I am not joking. It's passed, at least. So that's better, right? It's... Damn enemies. I have several testaments. I'm pretty sure I have them on me. Let me double check that. Yes. Ranger testimony right there. Yep, I have achieved proficiency in a class I've literally never played before. Okay, Ostrosia South is somewhere. I don't remember the zone. Someone help me out. I know it's a zone that isn't Ostrosia. Method. There it is. I mean, Matt was, by all accounts, pretty legit. In fact, there was enough of a concern about me fighting Matt for this run that I went ahead and did a bunch of Rhapsodies so I could bring a trust to that fight, just to walk by it. I have no idea if I could have done the fight or not. It was just decided, and I agreed that let's just not. Let's just not. I can do 12 quick missions in Rhapsodies to gain access to the Whatchafig. Sure, Mr. Red. Oh, God damn it, of course there's immediately a door. Oh. Oh, God, Mystic Maker. Oh. You poor thing. Okay, I see what it is. So I aggro anything here, I'm actually gonna have to train to the zone line. So hopefully nothing here can detect me. Yeah, that sounds awful, Blitterfall. I like this. You'll be unable to complete this mini-quest on Geo or Run. Why? Oops, it's behind me. What brings you to our nest, Smoothskin? Well, you see, I'm looking for the item to defeat you. Yeah, fool you are. You would trespass so deep under holy ground in search of some trinket from an old hen's tail? Die like the infidel you are. Lower your weapon. Why, my lord? Have you forgotten the pact? Your insolence knows no bounds. Are we Yagudo not the most proud and honorable of the races? Pray I do not inform Ziziku of your affront. Yeah. Yes, I know the relic of which you speak, entrusted to us by our friends of old. It's an ancient tale written off pure fable. All save for I am Katuro, the just. I give fair hearing to all who come before me, even a smooth skin such as you. Isn't your skin smooth under your feathers? In exchange for my fair judgment, my demands are stern. Bring proof you truly are the promised one, and your cause should be heard. Be forewarned, if your heart is deemed deceitful, my brother will pick the flesh from your bones. Yeah, I don't feel like messing with this. I'm just gonna do this really quick. Oh, I remember, Mr. Ed. Well, I got Venereal out first. This is why I summoned immediately. He is the important one. This is actually on purpose on my part. There is a reason he is the first person that I summoned. Okay, trade, testimony. I deem you worthy. You are indeed he of whom the legend spoke. Take it is yours. Do not fool yourself into thinking anything has changed. You and your kind remain our bitter enemies. So were you yesterday, and so you shall be tomorrow. I have performed my duty, that is all. Now be gone from our holy ground at once. You will find no more favors here. Oh, true. But I hadn't thought about that. So now I have to kill this guy so I can teleport out. Most people tell me I'd be a paladin, Mystic Knifer. That's true in WoW, too, by the way. Yeah, I'd probably be some variety of tank, which Paladin's the only one that is consistently tanky. I could also see being a healer, White Mage. Which one would I want to be is a different question. I'd have to think about. Okay, back to Winterst. Let's see. Okay, so my first thought was blue, but then I realized that kind of depends on the rules, if that makes sense. Like, a blue mage is only as powerful as their setting, right? Wings... First. Canine. Yeah, actually, Blade to Roll. By contrast, a blue mage in my setting, the extant, is so overpowered that I could name all the blue mages that exist in the setting on one hand. Like, the War of Truculence was started by a blue mage. Then you have something like FF9, which is like... Yeah, exactly, Dakota. So that's admittedly my first thought, but it's kind of an invalid thought, and I will admit that. So, 8 had blue magic in the form of Twitface, Quistis, or Selfie. No, it was Quistis. It was her limit, and it was not. I mean, it was fine, I guess. I can't help but wonder what would happen if Karaha Baruha's attempt to summon the beast went awry. Well, the damage would be great, of that can be no doubt, and I speak not merely of the buildings that will be leveled by the raging beast. Indeed, though he may have assumed a hermit's life, he is a minister of the Federation and the greatest genius this nation has ever known. Yes, for such a trusted figure to suffer a crushing defeat, Winterstian people would feel their greatest and last hope had been stuffed like a candle. For them, the war would be as good as lost. And yet, no doubt the most horrific fate would befall Karaha Baruha himself. Snapped up in the great jaws of the beast he would tame. No, nothing so swift or painless. If the immense magical power within him were to turn against itself, I shudder at the thought of what would happen. As do we all. And I suspect the Star Stubble's grief would be the deepest and most unfathomable. It'd probably take her 20 years and a quest chain to get over it. The Birdman was true to his epithet after all. A pleasant surprise. I thought for certain a bitter battle would be inescapable. The fate that joins our two people is a curious one indeed. I wonder if it'll always be so. Well, that hinges on the course of the war, no doubt. Will our allied forces triumph, or will the Beastman Confederate rule the day? Or, indeed, will the conflict drag on and resolve for ages and ages to come? In that future, Vana'diel will be engulfed with dark shadows and the stench of death, and any chance of coming to peace with our erstwhile friends lost forever. The power of magic will slowly fade from our world, the great tree will wither, and Vana'diel will sink into an eternal age of dreamless slumber, never to awaken. Yeah, bad, I get it, Jesus. Many years passed. No, it was not so long ago. I knew a man not unlike the minister. He pursued with boundless fervor his life's mission, a true calling for which he was prepared to face even death. And yet in the end his efforts were in vain. He lost that which he cherished most, and his eternal struggle continued. After that he lived only to fight, that he might one day see the nation of the one dear to him reborn. His heart empty save for the stinging thorn of remorse, he harbored but one hope, that he might someday return to that time, and do something different that he might save the one he lost. Gleipnir being held by a ghostly apparition. No, I'm afraid I haven't the slightest idea. And now we wait a day. Pretty sure. Yep. And it's like 8 in-game. So that's about half an hour. It's okay. Like I said, I'm gonna go. I'll probably eat something at some point. Possibly even a bowl of cereal. Whoa. Excellent. Ooh, ooh. But for now, I'll see you guys in a bit.